I'm waiting on Dave Mustaine from Megadeth to come over, and we're going to go see this American guitar player play. And this woman comes up to me, and she's Irish, and she's like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, Can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah, sure. She goes,
your accent's perfect.
"You're the most hideous man I've ever seen in my life."
Whoa.
She goes, "Cut your hair. It's terrible."
Hello, you're listening to the Eric McKenna Project.
Hyperacoustics. No, seriously, I do.
I'm deaf.
Wait till you hear my laugh. It's so terrible. It's like Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, that's awesome.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Boy, I said boy.
It only comes out every now and then, but I know it's so bad.
All right. Are you comfortable? I want you to sit and be comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
All right, so that's where you're going to sit. Let me just move back closer to you a little bit.
I actually, because I haven't been able to hit Planet Fitness up there in Strabane,
You good to go?
I bought one of those little rubber band gyms on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's
It's not
pathetic.
bad.
No, dude. It for best $80 I spent. That it'll last me 2
I
weeks.
look like a Nazi.
Look, he's the guy from.
I'm not a Nazi.
It's the guy from Indiana Jones that gets his face melted at the end, like when they open up the Ark of the Covenant or Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dude, that's serious.
I'm thinking Avengers. The
I'm gonna pull it
mad
up.
scientist in the Avengers, the Nazi.
It's like a turtle. What's that? What was that turtle? Remember Tippy the turtle in your TV guide? Can you draw Tippy?
No. Oh, yeah.
That's what it
that's
is.
how old we are. I remember
It's
that.
that's how
I
old I
remember
am.
Tutor the Turtle, the cartoon. I go way back.
Always,
with Mr. Magoo,
I tell you.
Tutor the Turtle. And who was the professor?
Sherman and
You're not
Mr.
gonna
Peabody.
remember- You're not going to remember that.
Mr. Peabody.
remember that?
I remember one
Jeez,
thing
Mr.
you said I
Peabody.
remembered.
We set the Wayback Machine back to 1776.
My recall's not as sharp.
You need a Wayback Machine just to deal with this
it's coming
show.
back.
Oh my goodness! If I had it if I had a few drinks, I could set the Wayback Machine and then I could go back through and see what I've done.
Oh.
Right?
Well, I would,
See?
Wow.
I would know the
all that
shows.
shit I tried to block out.
All the shit that I tried to block out.
All right, friends, I appreciate this. This means a lot. Another Four Friends edition of the show.
We appreciate you.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. See, you rotate chairs and look what happens.
That's right. See, you wanted to be away from me
Testing.
today, and that's what you get. You get a fake hand.
Testing.
Well, I think it's more gentlemanly if you're doing a show with 2 males and 2 females, that the males and females be cat-a-corner as opposed to being on the same
It's like
side.
wedding
Balance.
seating: male, female,
Right.
male,
Balance.
female, boy, girl,
Yeah.
boy, girl.
Balance. We're all about
Balance. I think it's the
Love
it's
balance.
etiquette, Fred.
Jesus, but the last thing I know about is etiquette.
I would concur. So, how is everyone? Good?
Good.
Good.
Friday.
It's Friday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we generally don't date these shows, but it happens to be
slurring.
Friday at the end of April. I'll let you figure it out by the time you watch it. But a couple things I want to start off the show with, and we generally, or this has been the topic generally of this podcast with most shows, because we're living in the pandemic era. Now, one thing that you might have seen, but you weren't around to partake in, and yet I don't think you would be aware of this, but when the pandemic hit, Fred and I didn't want to stop the podcast, so we thought, okay, until people get more comfortable, how can we keep doing this? Because we weren't going to do a Zoom show. I fucking hate Zoom.
Fucking hate Zoom.
Okay, I won't do it. I don't give a shit. If the biggest movie star in the world wanted to do an interview with me, not Fred,
Me?
besides Fred, yeah,
He said my
I
name.
wouldn't do it.
He said my name.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Zoom is just the worst. So, anyways, we had the guest next door in the office when you first came in.
I was the guest.
Fred was the first guest, the test show. So I was here with a screen, Zoom or Skype or whatever it was. So I was looking at Fred on a screen, but I took all my cameras and my mics over there and set that up over there. So we were socially distanced, but we were doing a real show. And that lasted for like about a month or two. And I think people were generally getting the vibe that this is transmitted by air and not so much by surface. People started getting more comfortable. And then guests were requesting to sit in here. And then we decided, well, if everybody's comfortable and, I was spending a ton of money getting this place cleaned, way more than I needed to probably, we started doing them back here. My point to this diatribe is we opened the shows by finding out how everybody's doing, and I've seen you two recently on episodes. So I kind of know how both of you are doing, but Alisha, I want to know for you, how are you personally doing with COVID as it sits today? And I do want to talk a little bit about what your industry and particularly your salon faced, because as we talked, that industry I'm pretty familiar with from a prior life, and it always fascinated me. And
Great people.
You folks were really hit hard. So first off, how are you doing?
Exhale. I'm doing fabulous.
Good.
Now, right? I'm seeing the light now.
And I think you're telling me the truth.
Right? I think I am now. Couldn't say that 12 months ago, but yeah, for sure. You see the light. Once the emotions fade, get back to work and do what you got to do. Hustle in all forms.
What was life like for you when you first found out that this COVID thing is like a real thing? No, not that it was in dispute.
Scary, for sure scary.
Yeah, I mean, we all found out, I'm guessing, anyone who was paying attention was finding out at the end of February something was weird, and then by the end of, or
and
the mid
can we all
of
say
March,
our age groups, that's our first experience of this sort.
Yeah,
no
right?
doubt.
I'm
Right.
not 104
Right.
or something like that. So
confirming.
yeah, it's my
I
first
just
time,
missed it.
my first pandemic.
I mean, from look, I didn't think you aged from looks on those pictures, but I just wanted to make sure.
So you got shut down what, March? Like everybody got shut down March 13th,
17th.
17th.
It was a Monday, 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, I got it on a Friday. It was Friday the 13th.
See, different county.
Friday the 13th.
We were a different county.
Allegheny and
Allegheny was Friday. Washpaw was Monday.
So initially there was a shutdown for everybody, right? All industries. It was going to be 15 days to flatten the curve or something like that.
Depending on where you live.
Took 3
Flatten
weeks.
the
You'll be
curve.
back to work. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Party.
so then during those 3 weeks, did they determine who was essential and who
Not yet.
wasn't essential? That hadn't happened
So
yet.
it was fun.
So everybody was shut
It was
down.
fun for like a couple
Yeah.
weeks. I'm gonna wash my walls.
Yeah.
You got a little vacation
Yeah, I
almost.
got a little vacation.
A couple weeks sounded like so long. So I thought, for
Right.
sure, like we'll get, like you almost had that like rush of like, okay, I'll get, like I have a 2-week
Right.
vacation, but it was still just amazing. Like this would never, how can this ever happen?
Well, it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to refresh my memory too. I was very dialed into particular industries that were just getting killed, like hair salons, nail salons, nail-only salons.
Places you frequent often.
As you,
all of the fun things were
as you can tell.
all of the fun things were deemed non-essential.
Music, hair
Yeah.
salons, nail salons.
Music,
Bars.
bars, hair
Yeah.
salons, casinos, non-essential.
You know what that is? Yeah.
yeah.
Everything
All the
fun.
fun
all
things,
the fun
yeah.
things were non-essential.
Okay. So, you were shut down with the rest of the society, and then you get the notice that your industry is
Another
not
30
opening,
days.
That you were given another 30 days. Okay. So, what was your mindset at that point?
My mindset was, what am I going to do? As everybody was, calling all your favors in, like we talked about. Just pivot. Hustling shampoos on the curb. Making sure they were okay.
That was you?
That was me.
drove off
Right, with
gotta
my
get my
blinds
fix.
down, right? And then you couldn't advertise that on social media because I have a state license, and then I
Oh,
got
God.
shut down. But with
God.
no money coming in, I had to figure something out. And then when you figure that out, and then you're doing donations because a local hospital wants gloves or needs
Right.
gloves,
Yeah, right.
so I dumped all my inventory into any local community. So you have that praise, but then at the same time, I wasn't making any money making sure Cassidy works with me. They were okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wants hair color, who wants shampoo, and then when you figure it out that that's breaking the law, then I'm like, okay, I can't do that either. So
Wow.
It was just so uncertain, and I feel like
scary, very scary.
I feel like though you were scared shitless, you handled it very well.
Thanks.
Compared
It was like I said, Darlene on Ozark. She was my spirit animal. It's like,
yeah.
sometimes I want a shotgun. Sometimes I want to put the ball.
There was just so much fear of like this unknown, like what's going to happen next. When are we going back to work? Like, are we going to be okay? And like I felt like Alisha kind of jumped into action as fast as she could. So I know there were a lot of salons, I was saying, you know, that they didn't know like what was going to happen when we came back. Like, are we going to have to, you know, stay board regulated?
Yeah.
And us having
that
to...
was a hard stance to take.
Yeah. Having to touch people, things like that. We knew we were probably going to be hit hard.
Once you were allowed to open it.
Well,
somewhere.
no, not well.
And
The
if we
restaurants,
were-
they were
Okay.
held hostage. There's this piece of paper like you can't open because Eric, you know, Fred's girlfriend's calling me, do my hair. Your sister's calling me. Your sister's calling me. You need to make money, but don't you do it because we're going to take your state license. So,
It was very
Nancy
scary.
Pelosi was calling too.
yeah.
I guess.
So I didn't, and that was hard for. So your clients, well, so and so's doing hair, so and
Yeah.
so's.
I didn't either, and that was hard because
Yeah, I bet.
some of my employees were doing hair at home.
I bet.
You know, but
I
it's
bet.
not my. At that point, Eric, they weren't employed by the company.
Right.
I had to
right,
lay it. You know,
right.
you're on unemployed.
Yeah,
You're on
yeah.
compensation at that point. So
Yeah.
you had no employees. There wasn't a company you worked so hard for. When's it going to end? Is it real?
yeah.
It, you know, it was. What are you worth at that point? Like, what are you made of? And
Was
that's
it-
when it was like, you know, getting your surname ready. I'm a so and so, and I'm a so. I'm gonna get this done.
I did really appreciate that you like even just emotionally like checked in with us a lot of the time. There
was
was one
my
time I got
sanity.
like a knock at the door, and I was like, I'm not answering the door. I don't know who this is. So I'm quarantined. And then I got
COVID.
It's Darlene's from Ozark.
and I was like, and it was like, I got this text, and it was Alisha, and she's like, hey, something at your door, and I was like, what? And she was like, I think you said it's a stripper. I left you a stripper or something. And I went there, and it was like
anything to get you out of bed.
It wasn't
was
a
just-
stripper.
No.
it was just a nice
Damn it.
little like care package. Like I dropped this off at your door, like flowers from a local flower shop, gift card from Shorty's. They're local to us. You know, like a little hot dog shop, like all
I
local
miss
businesses.
that though, making you feel good. That's what we do for a living as hairstylists.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
So it was
Yeah.
just nice being an employee and like being so uncertain of like what is my future going to look like, and at least knowing that somebody was like looking out for me that way. And just even like we got daily, maybe not daily because it was a long few months, but like updates of like we just didn't know what it was going to look like coming back. So it was always like
The Matrix.
yeah, Alisha kind of jumped into action of like, I'm at work and I'm building more stations, so you
Spray
guys
my
have,
walls with whatever I gotta spray.
Yeah,
We're gonna
she's
wear
like-
all this stuff.
I got you guys N95 masks. I'm not sure if we're gonna need them, but I got you guys
I got
all
you
of
guys
them.
this.
And I build a couple new stations so you guys can social distance, so you guys can all work. And it was just like, at least there was like, we had, you know, it was as much of a plan as you could make.
Yeah.
You know, but it was the uncertainty.
So I think I could be a prepper through all this. I think I'm fucking ready. I can go
Nice.
to Plan B real
Doomsday
quick.
prepper.
I did.
She got a
say
little
prepper.
bug out bag with some hair
Yeah, I was
scissors.
about to
you know.
say you should be like the doomsday.
I may or may not have searched van life before I got here.
I'm addicted to those
I'm
videos.
So I want to. I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it.
it's like live in a van.
I'm gonna do it. No
Down by the
mad.
river.
Down by the river.
Yeah. Okay. So they finally give you the okay to reopen, and this is where I really want to dive in a little bit. So what were, because obviously I have no reason to be getting my due done anywhere, so I haven't been in a salon in a while. I haven't been. So the activities of a salon, I miss that. I do. But what did that look like your first week open? Like, what were the constraints, and how weird was it to welcome customers back in and knowing you have to interact with them, and how are they going to be, and how all that look?
We worked diligently like the week prior to do online booking and put all those forms out there, because there was all this state things that we thought we were told to, have you traveled? Have you been in contact with anybody? We're going to take your temperature.
Okay.
What are your needs? Are your needs gray? Like, have you cut your hair? Have you box colored your hair?
Because
like,
over quarantine,
what is
people
your
were
quarantine hair
doing
a lot of
everything.
that, right? This is how you cut bangs. This is how you cut your husband's hair. This is how you cut your husband's hair after he cut it and messed it up. So we had a lot of undoing to do. So all of that being said, we got everybody in, and there was so much activity that our computers crashed. And we
Yeah,
lost-
we had a
You've
computer
got to
crash.
be kidding me.
we lost absolutely
That was our thoughts exactly. Like,
everything
you've got to be kidding
that we
me.
booked 2 days into quarantine. We got back June 6th. Our computers crashed June 8th.
Did you have it hard copy written anywhere? Oh, ouch.
Both servers. Both. So
Ouch.
I not have only
Wow,
one
is that
server.
possible?
That's what my guy was like.
How's that possible? Wasn't it
So
in the cloud
I'm
or
like,
anything?
again, Darlene, right? Darlene doesn't give up on
Yeah.
Roseanne. If anybody
Right,
want to
right.
get there. But it very patient I mean, we've been in business since '94, so
Right.
they knew that it was an accident. I'm sorry. So now, like, Cassidy had like 3 10 o'clocks. Well, I booked, and so we lost
How'd you
all
work
the.
that?
A lot of
You know what?
bonuses, a lot of bonuses, a lot of after nights at Angelo's.
Yeah, I was so happy to be back that it was like,
Yeah,
I was like, I don't care if I have to be
Yeah.
here.
everyone was excited
know,
to get out of their house at first,
Yeah.
and before that second wave took, it was
Right.
definitely a roller coaster.
It was almost like you had, like, we're so used to in our industry being able to like touch people in a way that, like we see people every 6 weeks. We know what's going on in their life. We know what's going on with their hair, but also like,
Well, I don't know if
what's
Fred's been there 6 weeks as he brings it forward on his right shoulder. I'm sure.
flip
Yeah.
it.
Last time.
Here we go.
Last time I had my hair trimmed was 2005, maybe. That's the last time I had my hair cut.
Oh, come on.
That hurts
No,
my
dead
heart.
serious.
That hurts my
Fred.
heart.
Dead serious.
Fred.
That hurts.
Had I known this was a haircutting show, I mean, if
That's
somebody
how
if somebody-
Eric started out.
If somebody would have told me that, hey, look, we're going to have some hairstyles on, I
If
would
this
have
wasn't
said, look, bring your
impromptu-
scissors,
Well,
and I'll let you cut it. I'll
They're
let
in
you
my
trim
car.
it up.
They're in my
No,
car.
no.
This is
They totally are.
Can't stop in the middle of the show. Or hang on a second. Let me just whip it out here.
But yeah, like I feel like we do see
Oh my
our
God,
clients.
I can't. I can't. Can we have a
Look
fan?
at that
He
wave.
needs a fan.
Make sure it's nice.
Welcome to my world, ladies.
There it is.
Been dealing with this for
All right, now we're ready to go
25
here.
years.
I've got a drink and my hair down, so let's start this show right now. Are we
Rapunzel
rolling?
over here. We got Rapunzel over here. But yeah,
is
like I feel
splendid.
like it was kind of like we did see people come back and they looked like Fred, like their hair was really long. And
It was really bad.
no, not bad. Just I think
She said they look like
I didn't mean it like that. I meant like
did.
I meant like the last time we saw them, their hair was up
That's
to
great.
here. Then we saw them, and their hair was as long as Fred's hair.
They had gray beards.
And very hairy faces.
Yeah,
Everyone,
very hairy
the hairy
faces.
faces.
Yeah, and I felt like, really that first couple of weeks, it was so great to
It was.
like you just wanted to hug everybody, you couldn't, but it was like, yay, we're back. Like it was different.
But
Everything
then there was that
different.
one person that had a fever. And you're like, because we had to
Yeah.
take temps walking in the door.
So
And no
how'd
one
that-
really
how'd
had a
that
temp.
work? How'd
No
that
one really
work?
had a temp, but then there was that one person that was like,
And what did you have to do at that moment?
I sat them outside for
Okay.
15 minutes because it was June, July.
Okay.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
waiting in your car because my waiting room's closed. So did you have your air condition on or not?
They're a little
Waiting room's
overheated
closed.
from walking.
And if knowing that
briskly.
if they they're like, I feel fine. I really feel fine. But
Yeah.
waited. So I couldn't let them wait inside. So I'm like, go back in your car, put your air conditioner on, come back in
Gotta
15
be
minutes.
kidding
It
me.
was still over 100 at that point.
100
And we
something.
weren't
0.4.
permitted to service them, and we're such close contact that I didn't even want to risk it.
Yeah.
So
No.
sorry.
And I would say for the most part, most people
most
were
part,
on
I'd say
board
less
then.
than 10% canceled their whole appointments for a year because they had to wear masks.
Yeah, I would say like for the most part, people were very on board. They were kind of like, I get
Actually,
it.
yeah, and we that was a fun fact of that. We were averaging like 100 new guests a month. I don't think that hair salons were
Wow.
wearing masks at that point. So that was something like the
Yeah.
business part of me was like, boop, like, okay, that's our
Yeah.
new experience. This sanitation, people are looking for that. They want to
Yeah.
feel safe, so let's really like deliver that.
Got
Yeah.
it. So you were very conscious of the optics.
100%. Too conscious.
Okay, so not a big right turn, but I did see the video or the long form video
Yeah.
commercials last promo, and it's very well done.
Thank
It was
you.
actually what was on my mind when I stopped down yesterday. Had you had time, I was going to ask you like who did that and get some background.
Yeah.
So obviously your social media presence
Yes.
is of big concern to you. You've
Yes.
used it to grow your business, am I right?
Have to.
I completely dig it. I'm on board 100%. That being said, part of that communication to the client that comes through social media is to show that you're doing everything
Everything.
and above and beyond. And you're the safest, the cleanest, and the most compliant salon on
Right.
top of being your favorite salon.
Because again, we're non-essential, so we were deemed in this category that,
Got
in
it.
my opinion, was a dirty, non-essential, not viable, not.
it was a
we were
really
just-
shitty way to
it just
classify
was.
businesses,
Of
right?
all words to say, non-essential.
Well, realtors weren't either initially.
Well, I was gonna-
We-
that's what I was
non-essential
gonna
to,
say, you
yeah.
were-
I mean,
we weren't.
I mean, all of us at the table were deemed non-essential.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
not correct?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so that was just
So then a
really-
Walmart cashier, no disrespect, I don't know that. Whatever.
She's got a point. I mean, it still blows my mind that Walmart and Home Depot and Target and those places, you were able to go congregate, fight for empty shelves and
Yeah.
get all that entanglement, right?
Grab that
But then
sanitizer.
you couldn't go to a restaurant or even sit outside
Well, we have
a
a big
restaurant.
wig care business through, Cassidy's is a huge part in the company with that, with when you're going through chemotherapy and whatnot. And so there's
treatment.
that. Like you see
Absolutely.
this human need, and
Right.
that's what we get our kicks off of.
Yeah, and it's
I made 10 people smile
psychological.
today.
Absolutely, and yeah, I want to talk about that
But
too.
the chemotherapy piece, and I could have used it, but I didn't. There was a little loophole in the WOOF thing that we could have used that, or said we were wig care, and I didn't want. I was more nervous of the backlash. I couldn't handle. I was so raw with everything.
I bet.
I didn't want that social media like so and so's open, like we were saying, like don't let them see you open.
Yeah, because some
Don't let
things
'em-
go viral, even if you're not, if your intentions are good, but it can be twisted around, and then it only takes that one viral thing for it to go, and then all your good intentions are thrown
So
away.
weren't we all like every morning we'd wake up like, what do you got for me? I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking ready.
Yeah,
That's how I was. So now I had to erase all those Facebook memories because my PTSD's like
every time
every
something
time
comes up
something
from
comes
last year,
okay, I'm
you're
gonna get
like,
in them,
"No."
delete.
Right.
we were. I know a lot of my fellow realtors that I was speaking with, and believe it, we interconnect, but not often, because we're all doing our own thing, because we're all our
But
own
did
little
that
businesses.
get better through that?
What do you mean?
Did you network more post-COVID? Because I found that in our industry, more like-minded. I reached out to because there's so many houses to sell, Eric.
Yes.
It's not really competition.
Well, the market today is insane. I mean, the market right now there isn't enough inventory at all. So I don't. That's a good question. I've never viewed other realtors as being competition, which naturally they are.
Right.
But my mindset has never been like they're. I would never have. I have a couple, maybe this many realtors that are close to me, and I would never actively go and pursue a piece of business that I thought they had. I don't view it that way. Does that make any sense? So the competitive nature of what I do is not always at the forefront for me. But I don't think I reached out any more than I usually did. 'Cause I think were like completely bewildered. Like we were all like.
See, I did.
I was about to say, I think that's why we did.
I had to
I
find
get it.
some
I get it.
like-minded.
And maybe other realtors
something.
did. I
like,
just
do
kind
you
of
feel like me, or am I dark?
I think I asked the ones I was close to
Like,
probably,
am
but
I
I don't
nuts?
think I expanded it more than that because I was fortunate in that I was in a position that I had a couple of really strong years prior, so I wasn't in a position where I was really in a bad way. I wasn't there. I wasn't happy, but I wasn't there. So I didn't probably have the same pressures that maybe a lot of my other fellow realtors in my sphere did.
And how
I didn't want to
different-
exacerbate that. You know what I mean? I didn't want to I didn't want to have those conversations with them, in just their pain, because I'm sure there was some pain. But I remember feeling like we weren't essential, and I never thought I was essential in terms of life or death. But I did think that there were people that were trying to move to a different property or relocate or big purchases in their life, which are important to their livelihood or their ability to live in comfort with their family, and that was all resting on my inability to complete my work. So that part of it, and Pennsylvania was the only, or one of two states, I think, initially that were deemed for realtors, and then we were down to one. We were still, because of Wolf, we were the lone
I
holdout.
didn't
So we
know
got back
that.
to work as the last state holding out to not let their realtors work in Pennsylvania. That's a fact. So that was kind of hard to.
Yeah.
At that point, I was almost like, "Wow, let's just get on with it, folks." I mean, this is just insanity.
That was the whole thing with the whole pandemic. As time went on, things.
It was more pressured. Why aren't you
Yeah.
opening? Why can't you cut my hair?
I was okay with being non-essential until time went on, and then
it was just a
it made
weird-
sense until it didn't make sense. And then I think that was when it really, there had to be some sort of middle ground, or else what were we doing with everything?
Well, the
You know?
psychological part of what you do, that can't be. And see, I think it was, but I think that was just taken for granted and dismissed when they were making up the rules. So
It was so big, it didn't trickle down even a little bit to really touch, us, any of it. You know what I mean? It was almost like it was so big that it was just like, this is black and white, this is what's essential, this is what's not.
And that was, I think, the problem. There
Yeah.
wasn't a plan. Like the state, no one ever experienced. And Fred and I, we bounced this off a million times. Nothing was planned out.
Yeah.
Everything was
There was no-
reactionary.
yeah, exactly.
And I
And
won't
it-
give them a pass. I think a lot of bad decisions were made.
100%.
Yeah. And I think if it was short term, it wouldn't have been as,
To flatten the curve.
yeah. But it was just that, for one thing, like I said, the unknowing, nobody could plan financially or emotionally for very much, and that made a big difference.
Till
also.
unemployment's making you double what you made at your job.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, yeah.
Yeah, that's been a problem. Now, as we sit here in April of 21, we have interesting employment shortfalls with a lot of companies because people aren't motivated to go back to work, and I hope that changes at some point. But have you seen all the help wanted signs everywhere? I mean, did you I think someone told me that Wendy's doesn't let you eat in anymore in some of these locations because they can't staff it.
Yeah, ours at home.
Yeah, a
isn't.
lot of places are like that. I think McDonald's is offering $1,000 bonus if you save for like 90 days or something like that.
I think where it really hit me was Starbucks. The other day I went to which Starbucks? The one that's in Bridgeville, and they were closed.
Down to the end of
early.
50.
Yeah. They were closed early because they didn't have like a night staff, and I was like, Starbucks of all places, like this like market leader plate, like they didn't have the staffing to keep it open past 8 o'clock or something like that.
Who's drinking coffee past 8 o'clock? I do it too, because that's how I knew it was closed.
How were the customers when they first came back? Were they
50-50.
What do you mean by that? Give me an example.
50-50, super nervous of the virus and close contact. Because I mean, I'm touching you.
Right.
Nope. You weren't even touching your kids at that point, right? So you're
Yeah.
coming in, you're paying me to touch you. to boot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're-
there's
you're-
no
You're a
social
hairdresser, right?
distancing.
Right.
That's okay.
There's no social distancing.
Yeah, no social distancing. I mean, the masking tape was on the light switches.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Like, because I literally purchased everything touchless. So the build out I had it sprayed with like Bactronics that grabs the virus off the wall. But we had no cases in there.
Bunch
We
of
had no
clappers
cases
for the
in
light
there.
switch. You're like, yeah, clap on, clap off. You know.
Yeah.
But we had the light switches taped on so people wouldn't like flick it on and off. Just
But when I say
less touch
50-50,
points,
it was
the better.
so political. I mean, June, July, August, up until the election. We have monthly staff meetings. That's all what it was about, was getting the energy off of you. And because no one could because it was everywhere we looked, guys, right? So
Yeah.
our phones, the news,
Yeah.
and then the people that weren't saying anything. And you go to another state to visit your in-laws, and it's a total different ballgame there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were chatting earlier. Certainly there was the politics, left versus right, in maneuvering the pandemic, and then there was people, the believers and the non-believers. That was another group, and you thought that might line up politically, but it really kind of doesn't. That's its own little demographic.
Everything wasn't, though, like as you say it, this was this. And if you were Black Lives Matter, then you didn't like cops. And then
Yeah.
if you believed in the virus, then did that mean you didn't like
Too many
Trump?
litmus tests.
It was just, yeah.
Too many
and
litmus tests.
choose my
Exactly right.
litmus
Well, one of them that we talked about briefly before the show, and I want to bring it up again. I have said this multiple times, and I definitely want to get your opinion, and I don't think I've discussed this with you. I saw initially the biggest division between entrepreneurs, or people that were on their 1099 employees or created something, their own gig, and people who had jobs and were salaried or hourly, who were in some capacity being made whole either through their employer or maybe part employer, part government, or whatever. It was pretty obvious to me. People that really needed to not let their business die, what they created, were being viewed as being selfish or uncaring. A lot of people that were on the dole, on the payroll, nothing wrong with that, but those who were a little more okay with shutting down society and let's being uber careful and, taking a little more of a breather. They were okay with that. And the vitriol between those two groups, and that didn't necessarily line up Democrat, Republican,
No, it
conservative, liberal. That was a whole different
Whole other
dynamic,
thing. It was-
right? And I think that was the eye-opener for me. And then the political season came and other things happened. But I think it was that delineation first where you were pitting employees versus employers, or, entrepreneurs versus hourly, which was so unnecessary. But I found myself defending why I wanted to go back to work so bad. And I said, yeah, certainly money's a component of it, but this is what I do. This is what I created. This is the book of clients I built. This is what I do. I don't know anything else. And you're asking me to I don't know, possibly destroy what I have built because of this societal circumstance, which I think I can do what I do, but I can do it safely.
Yeah.
You,
You're
on the
not
other
allowed.
hand,
Someone's telling you you can't.
exactly. But those who don't have the same amount at risk, whose life is somewhat, and Fred's a great example where someone that was hourly and situational, where he had everything at risk and really got the short end of the stick. So you could see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But it really initially, that I thought was the big division in the country. It wasn't anything else initially.
Yeah, for sure.
Defending my want to work was insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I think you realize too that like in the industries that we're in, it's so it's such a connection to people that you're making. And I think that was a lot of it too, is just thinking like, we've all had bad days. We've all had really bad days. And then I think it's really in our jobs and in our profession, we realize that we touch people constantly and we're affecting whether they have a bad day or a good day. And it was really kind of nerve-wracking knowing that I couldn't get to my clients. Yeah. I couldn't see them as often as I wanted to. I couldn't work, and that I think that's part of our
feel-good factor.
Yeah, part of our business. So not only was it so emotional for us, like we're sitting at home and we're seeing the news and we can't see certain family members, and you know, a lot of the people that I really love live out of state and come home pretty often, and I couldn't see them and things like that. But then it was like a whole other thing knowing that like I said, there's clients I would see every 6 weeks and be able to keep up with them and be able to control, for lack of a better word, whether they had a good day or not sitting in my chair, and I couldn't do that. So it got to the point where it was like you said, this is what I do, and now I'm not doing it. So it was a very like hopeless.
How did you manage that? Like what I mean, I don't mean from the. I'll tell you what. I don't even mean from your company, Alisha. I'm saying, how did you manage that personally?
As you lean forward, Fred.
I can't hear. So
You can't hear?
No. She says, "Why are you leaning?"
Fred gave me the right shoulder and the right ear.
I'm like waiting to hear the answer. I'm like,
he wants to know. How did you deal with that though? I mean, like
because I had a state license, and
yeah,
the threat was we could shut you down. You could never open up again. But then the bank he wasn't paying my mortgage to PNC, so I sold as much shampoo as I needed to, or color kits. So survival mode, and then I went like incognito again. Okay, now I can pay that bill.
Yeah.
And I can be quiet and no one knows I broke the law by doing curbside at Studio 7. I mean,
you didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think she's fine. And the entrepreneurial
Fucking Fred.
There's the phrase of the day. Fuck it, Fred.
You can't say it real loud. You gotta like hold it back.
Okay.
I've heard that so many times.
I can't imagine how many times you've heard that on stages all over the world. The entrepreneur brain takes over, though, right?
Pivot time. How do I pivot?
Yeah, you got to. You have to. And
that's the fun of it. That's when it's like.
Yeah.
You do that like, okay, why is my head all fucked up? Okay, how can I fix it? What do I need to do right now? Get your fucking ass up and figure it out. But you had
options, though, some. You had to create them, but you were able to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was told I couldn't go on a property.
I've never really was good at having a boss. I never was good at that. I'm a leader by nature.
Yeah, right.
And I just think it took over.
Yeah.
And
obviously, no doubt.
It totally took over, and I was proud. Now I can say I'm proud, but it was total instinct survival mode.
I was about to say survival mode's a good way to put it, because you're like, I don't want to break the law,
and it felt right.
But I might have to. In the course of your life,
that fucking works for us. If it feels, or if something's off with a person, which after seeing your hair, I'm totally never going to feel off by you again.
Fucking Fred.
That's the phrase of the show, man.
I've actually heard that quite a bit in my life, you know.
I know. I need that wave in my life. I wish mine.
It was and
it's
again,
natural.
I couldn't say that then, but now I can say. And can you say it was an okay reset button? I feel like it was a good reset button in my company.
Yeah,
it was tough, but like now that it's
I was like a little zip.
I think it's very specific to the entrepreneur,
Maybe.
And if the mindset is not there, I mean, some entrepreneurs were overcome with fear, and I think a lot of them have not recovered at all, or are in bad ways right now because they couldn't pivot.
And the government was there for us, though. I feel like if you were diligent and really filled out them and really got I reached out to everybody I could in every state rep, every commissioner, every how can you help me, how can I make my voice
they
heard?
should be
We hired
That's
them,
what they're paid
we paid
for,
them, so I was the pain in their ass.
So
That's what they're there for, though.
Yeah.
They had like
And it worked out. It
squeaky
just works
wheels
out,
get
right.
the grease.
you got to give them
and
hand.
you gotta
Gotta give him the hand.
Gotta give them hand.
Can I have it for a while?
Yeah.
You can pass it around.
Pass that hand over there.
Yeah.
It's never a left hand.
I was supposed to get one for every position on the table. I got to do that.
We can sign the hand.
You sign the hand.
Yeah.
You sign the hand.
It's like signing the cast. You
Yeah.
sign the hand.
Sign the hand. It's the guest book of being
yeah, we gotta.
at the studio.
Who's been here? Yeah.
We should have actually done something like
We
that.
should
though,
wrap
huh?
Fred's hair around the ring finger, tied in a knot, friendship bracelet.
There are some pretty scary photos of Fred on the web with that hair.
Scary, hot, whatever you want to call it.
Looks like dressed like Britney Spears.
Scary hot. I like scary hot. It's the
Scary.
same
Look up that
sentence.
one,
Hot.
dressed like Britney Spears. side pony.
Side ponies, baby. That was
Give it to
Halloween.
me.
Halloween at the Stone Pony in Jersey.
Baby, one more time.
It was yeah.
I'm not a Britney fan.
I
so-
don't know.
Check it out.
Oh,
I have.
Britney.
I'm not afraid to say it. I mean,
Free
I fucking
Britney, right?
fucking Zach Wild bought his wife a Britney Spears outfit, and he's up on stage and he's up there. You know, fucking Black Label, kick your ass. We're coming to your town. We're the toughest band out there. And I show up in his wife's Britney Spears fucking blouse and schoolgirl shirt. You know,
Stop it.
and with my hair in little side ponies.
I can see it.
It's hot. Yeah, I'll show it to you later. It's on my Instagram. I mean,
It's not.
it's beautiful.
Take that visual to the roller derby.
Oh,
Oh, roller derby.
I want to bring roller derby back.
You do?
I have a buddy that does roller derby. She
Yeah. Aggression.
Is that a Washington County thing?
no. She's from Allegheny County, but she's
Don't you remember? You get that hand going, you get that
you get the
momentum
arm
going.
blade, and you just crack into
I don't
somebody.
know if was that like studio wrestling though? Is that like fake?
There's
No,
a
it's
bar in
pretty real.
Lawrenceville that had that had a derby in the back.
It's up in
It's the name of it.
They do it up in Harmer too. They have
really?
There's a rink up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a couple of those
Your next
girls,
podcast
and
at
it
the
was-
roller derby.
Yeah, girl I work with does roller derby. She's a coach. Because I guess at like 50 you're too old to do it. And so sometimes you can coach and beat somebody's ass, play on skates.
See, I was told that was all bullshit.
Oh no, dude, it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, and the injury. So when I blew my
It's
shoulder out last
real.
year, I
Real
had
blood.
her tell me, and this is no joke. I show up with my arm in a sling, and she's like a roller dude. She's like, I busted both of my shoulders. She's,
Did you
you're
ever
a pussy,
watch
and
her?
she like pops my shoulder. She's like, you gotta work out. I'm like, oh my god. She's like blowing both knees out, both shoulders. She's like, you gotta work that. And
Most
it's
of
just
those roller derby women that look like men, though. I'm sorry, they do.
No, the couple I knew, they were very.
Feminine.
very feminine.
Yeah.
You get some hotties, then you get like 747, the ones that can like put like three numbers on their shirt, and then you get some little hotties that like but those are the ones that are like really fast.
Big Gertrude.
Yeah,
How do we get on roller derby?
I don't
always thought
know.
it was fake, though.
No, it's real.
not fake.
And
Some
of
studio
it's
wrestling's real too.
Studio's not real.
It is.
Jimmy Fly Snuka was real. Jimmy Fly Snuka was real.
Hey, I got a Jimmy.
He was my favorite.
Oh, I met him up at
And
the
George the Animal Steel.
Oh,
George the Animal
He was a high
Yeah,
school
I love
teacher.
George
you
the
know
He
that?
was a
I
professor.
think-
Yeah, he was a teacher.
But the Superfly had a girlfriend in Moon Township here, and had a child with her. Maybe that was, I don't know. But it was the Howard Johnsons in Moon Township by
God.
the airport, and that's where the wrestlers.
That's where he used to go hang.
They
Before
had
it got
good
really
coffee.
big,
They had
yeah,
good coffee.
it was like the early '80s before Hulk Hogan. And all that
I met
bullshit.
Hogan up there.
Right before all that, though, Jimmy the Superfly Snuka would hang up there, and I remember there was a girl living in Moon Township that it was. I got pictures of like him and her like sneaking out in the parking lot and leaving the crowd, like, long time ago. That's when it was fun to me. I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Then it got big, and
It's
it was
the
just
best.
like this is just. Yeah.
It's not real anymore.
No, it's real.
Rocky,
It's
like
real.
everybody's in love with The Rock, right? I liked his dad.
His dad, yeah, Rock
Rocky
Johnson.
Johnson. That was the era I'm talking about.
Yep.
Why are we talking about studio wrestling? Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Bob Backlund, Sergeant Slaughter.
It's the hair. It took me to studio wrestling, I
I
think.
guess. Is that it?
Fucking Fred was a character.
I was a
Fucking
kid.
Fred.
Did you actually do roller derby?
I've never done roller derby, no, and I've never done studio wrestling. But I stayed at
But
I
you're
stayed at
young.
a Howard
But you're
Johnson
young.
once.
You
Yeah.
never know.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, so Yeah, I'm still young. I could do it. I know people. I can.
I know people. You say.
If this COVID ever just like shuts down, and everything goes back to normal, I could give I'll give studio wrestling a shot. Hell, man, I might even do roller derby for shits and giggles.
I'd say you're already perfectly.
Could you
set
imagine
for a
me
Pro
on skates?
Commercial.
It's Pantene, Eric.
No.
And it's only because damn Dove wouldn't give me the endorsement. But yeah, so it's not Prel. It's Pantene Pro V every day.
Hurts my heart.
I know. You say Pantene to like hairdressers, and they're like,
Well, they do the high end stuff, Fred. They have the good stuff, with the eucalyptus oil and all that shit. They have the good stuff.
It's like
You're buying
filet or cube stick.
Yeah, you're buying off
I
the
mean,
shelf.
I know you eat it the same and you're shitting it out, but it doesn't one just taste and look better.
Yeah. There you go.
if it's a taco, it's just as good.
Right, taco.
And that's grade. If you go to Taco Bell, it's like grade F meat or whatever.
That's not meat there.
It's cancerous. And
Then again, she eats McRib, so I don't know
what you eat McRibs?
I love
that's
McRib.
where you.
I love McRib. It's the pickle.
gotta
It's
go.
the
You
fucking
guys
pickle.
are my new
I
favorite
gotta
best
The fucking
friends.
I gotta
pickle.
leave.
It's the pickle.
Yes.
The
Oh, my
glaze
God,
and
I
the
love
pickle
vomit.
ratio
Yeah.
is perfect.
But you have to. It's the onions and the pickles.
Everything.
You know what's funny is he got mad because
I hate their nuggets. I hate everything
Because
else.
James
but
and I were
that
talking.
fucking McRib.
The day that the McRib came back, December 3rd, I was first in line at 11 o'clock, sitting. I'm that idiot that was like sitting at McDonald's going, "Is Ernie McRib's up there?" No. So you drive around one more time.
10:59.
Yeah, so
Friday
it's
at 11.
10:59, and I was the first guy in line for a McRib, and I'm like, "Oh, McRib, it's back," And he like actually laughed at me.
Him and Julia are always making fun of me because Julia's like, I will not. I don't know what's wrong with you. I will not eat a McRib.
Love
And
McRibs.
And
Oh my
meanwhile,
God.
I'm like, yeah.
You guys are my new favorite people to hang out with. When it comes back,
I knew the minute I saw you, Fred.
I'm a McRib guy. You're like,
I knew
wow,
it.
look at that hair. And McRib.
And McRib.
He needs his split ends cut, but he likes McRib,
Yeah.
so he's okay. And he uses junk fucking paraben fucking filled shampoo.
I could do,
but
I
it's
could
okay.
do something with this. As long as that McRib was there, I can do
Yeah,
something with this.
See, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
If
Solid character.
you wouldn't have to fucking pay people with money. You could pay them in McRibs and get around the whole government thing. It's like, well, look, I'm really not taking pay.
Instead of money,
But
can I give
do
you a
have this
McRib?
McRib.
Can I give you a McRib?
Extra pickles and some onions.
I mean, I like McRibs, but I think I'd rather have the money.
Yeah.
Although Eric only eats Oreos.
Duly noted.
When we're
As your employer, no McRib.
Oreos.
You'd rather have money.
Eric only eats Oreos.
I've
when we're
witnessed
around.
that.
Wait,
yeah.
I didn't see Oreos
Not
on the
double
paleo diet anywhere.
I had a whole Oreo here.
Are you
Yeah.
paleo?
Not really, no.
What do you mean, not really?
Not any. What really? What?
I
said
don't
not
need
really.
any
Hard
sugar.
to do.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't need any sugar. Very little
Yeah.
meat.
Meanwhile, I brought him so much sugar. I kept on bringing
it
him
was
like
good, though.
Sarah's candies.
Yeah, I did eat all those
and-
chocolates. I did. On
Yeah.
air, I was all wired.
He gets all jacked to me. I'll make him drink sometimes. And he's like, dude, I don't drink.
Make
I,
him
I,
drink.
I don't drink.
How does
I don't
that
drink.
go?
Oh, it's great. But yeah, so now I found out that he eats sugar. And so,
on occasion.
you know what?
On occasion.
The
It's
next
like
show is
when
going to be
we're
like
here.
all Saras's and chocolate covered Oreos.
You know what this jackass
Right.
would do that we first started doing podcasts? Because early on, I wanted him to do this podcast together with me. He's like, no, I'll be a recurring guest, but I can't commit to doing this all the time. So the
He
guitar.
wanted to feel like a special guest. That's what all that
I think
was.
so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Looking back, yeah.
So
special
I'm
guest.
special.
Well, we leaned on our guitar customers in the beginning for an audience because they're all over the world. And every time I'd have him on, like the show would go over really well. Well, so we would have him on, and this jackass would bring a popcorn machine down here and set a popcorn machine up in like this toy koala bears hanging off the microphones and shit. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what
Well, the thing
going
was, he says, we got to do this and we got to do it. Be yourself. And,
Be yourself.
And,
Let's play Donkey Kong next time.
we could do that. We could do that.
Donkey Kong.
Boop, boop, And so I come in and I brought this. It was a black like hockey bag, and he's like, "What's in the bag?" I'm like, "Don't fucking worry about it, man. Don't worry about it." He's like, "Dude, what's in the bag?" So like he takes a piss, And he comes back out, and I had like a full bar set up over here and a popcorn machine. And he's like, what the hell? And I stopped and got all those chips down at the Rite Aid down there. And so we had like all these like different chips and popcorn. And he's like,
I said, no one eats in the studio. That was my thing. No one eats. And he goes, I'll be careful. So he was
Were
careful.
you like this?
Oh, he
You
was
like this?
Yeah, that's what
No
it was
one
right
eats.
there.
Until
that arthritis.
until like
that
you brought
arthritis.
pizza in there. Oh,
McRibs. I brought a McRib in one day.
wait.
Did you really?
What'd you do to the fingers that one time? I'm still freaked out by that. And she goes, this is what my hands look after a week of cutting hair.
Yeah, it was like remember we were trying to do the Spock, or you guys could do the
Spock.
Spock, and I couldn't do the Spock.
I
And
can't
then-
do it.
Yeah.
Spock.
I
didn't even like the
there's
show.
something wrong with you.
I didn't like the
see.
show.
Can you do it?
There you
Yeah,
go.
see, she can do
you know
it.
what?
Julia
That's
and
why-
Jared can do
That's
it.
why
I
we
can't.
were sitting here.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can do that
We're-
too. It's
Yeah,
like a stupid
that's why
human
we're
thing.
here, and you guys can sit over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our own conversation.
Right.
So,
The jackass brings a pizza in there. And the one thing about me, I mean, I'm as laid back as don't eat food in the studio. Don't, especially sauce and shit, right?
But I eat so
Fred's-
much chocolate in here.
That's okay. It's not going to
my
cause a
God.
problem. But then again, Fred's like eating pizza. I'm like, oh, Eric. I'm like, dude, don't tell me you didn't spill pizza.
it's about
all
pushing the limits over here. You know what I mean? What can you get away with?
over. Then I bought a McDonald's once. The whole studio smelled McDonald's for a week, and it wasn't cool.
Come on, McRib. I'm waiting for the McRib to come back,
know.
and we're gonna have a four
Did you see
friends,
the
and we're gonna eat
Did you see
McRibs.
the meme? Like it says, Americans don't want to get the vaccine because they don't know what's in it. Also,
Yeah,
also
right.
Americans.
Yeah, yeah.
Also Americans. McRib is back.
yeah, yeah. Right.
I mean, come on.
First in line, baby. Get
Some
that
funny
get-
memes
Get,
through
that
this.
Johnson and Johnson McRib. I'm looking for a blood clot and a heart attack.
I know. I mean, we've talked
My
on this
cheeks
show
hurt. That was
about like conspiracy and things like that, and I question everything.
The
I really do.
QAnon shit.
Well,
I
obviously not, though, because you're
completely-
eating McRibs. You don't
There's
question
nothing
what
to
the hell-
question
There's
about that.
sometimes I just can't arrive at a better answer than
There's
McRib.
nothing to question
Yeah.
about a McRib.
I don't care if there's poison in it.
It's
I enjoy
delicious.
it. I'm gonna have it, and it's not all year round.
Is it
How
the-
bad
that's
can it
why.
be?
Is it the meat or is it the sauce? What is it about the concoction?
I
don't
think
know.
it's the ratio.
I think it's the ratio.
I mean, we can go
It's the
there.
sauce
It's
to pickle to
fucking
onion ratio.
It is. It is. If you get that, if your bun's big ass bun,
You're right. You're
Did
right.
you
You
say
don't want
big
don't
ass
want too much
buns?
bun on a
big ass
McRib.
bun.
James is going to watch this and he's going to love it because James is a big McRib, the UFO guy is
Yeah.
a big McRib
can
And
I
fan.
Julia and you were so against it, and the
how
two
can
of
the
them.
majority of people in my sphere dig it? And I just think it's most repulsive. It's like taking like,
It is not
Do you eat
repulsive.
wings?
not really.
See?
See, that's
Why
why.
Maybe
you're
on
over there.
occasion,
It's why you're
on
over there.
occasion.
It's why you're over there.
That's right. You're there. We're
We're
here.
over here.
That's right.
I know,
You're on
we
an
love and
island,
like.
Eric, and it's your own little thing. Over here,
own little
these are the
thing.
cool kids.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah,
we-
I can't play with the cool kids. Yeah,
Van life.
that's the story of my life. That's
You
the
know what,
story of my
Eric?
life.
You know, at the end
come
of
to
the day,
the dark side.
meat is meat. I'd eat my own foot if it had Parmesan cheese on it. Like
And
you know
onions
what I
and
mean?
pickles and
If
barbecue
it's all
sauce.
pressed together, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, come on. I know it's not actual ribs, but it's shaped.
yeah,
I'm not
They
opposed
took
to
it's the
the time
shape
to
of a
shape
rib.
it.
Like I can
Yeah,
eat
you know.
bacon.
So
I can eat
you'd
like
go there
bacon,
if you
but-
had to.
Well, yeah, if it
yeah.
had barbecue
you just
sauce
said
on
that.
it, yeah.
You
I
just
know.
said that.
It wouldn't even have to be stuck in a trap. It just it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh look, I stepped on some barbecue sauce, some pickles and some onions, and God, is this bun good? It's got
Just the toe. I'm just gonna have the toe.
Yeah.
But you can't just stop at a toe. You got to go. But the
I'm
McRib
sure.
is like boneless, and I think that's what the plus is.
Yeah.
If it had bones in it, I wouldn't fuck with it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm the same
it's
way.
like you're sitting there chewing on McRib, and you
It does
chew.
have bones.
No,
they
it
grind
doesn't.
the bones
No.
up. That's part of what you're eating.
It's a
It's
rubber
not-
mat,
my teeth
Eric.
can
It's like
handle that,
Subway.
yeah.
It's the rubber mat little
Post
particles in there.
COVID, no bones.
Yeah.
Or grinding shit.
Well, I guess
Pre-COVID
See
grinding
what
shit.
COVID did to you? It made eating McRib normal.
Oh no, I did this before. I had a
Yeah.
McRib
The new
app.
normal.
Did you guys have the McRib app to show where it was at?
Oh,
No.
come on.
Oh my goodness, they had an app.
Oh,
And-
please.
And you could find out where.
They had it by me, so I
Believe
didn't
me,
have to
on
track
tour, I would sit around and look at the McRib app, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Milan, and the McRib
There it is, it's
and the
coming.
McRib is in Milan. Oh fuck me, man! I'm going down and gets me a McRib. Oh my goodness! I'm at the Heathrow Holiday Inn, and oh my goodness, there's a McDonald's right there.
Fred, did you?
Yeah, I walk in like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
Cheerio! I'd like a McRib.
Oh my God, I'm Milan. I'm eating McRib.
Did you let them eat in the salon?
Wait, they do hair.
Do you let them eat in the salon?
Who's them? Them
Well,
or
your
you?
employees.
In the break room.
If they bring her a McRib, they can.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Got hair on her fingers. They're like, oh, this is
Well, I don't mean
it's a
that.
McRib.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Pre-COVID,
Pre-COVID.
did you let them eat in the salon?
Who's them? Employees or employees or
She's the
clients?
tough one.
All right, Governor Wolf, what are you getting at?
Employees or clients?
Say it into
You know
the
what that break?
microphone.
You know what that break room refrigerator looks like, don't
Yeah.
you?
Filled with McRib
Communal?
wrappers.
Oh,
It's
No food on the floor.
yeah.
That's gross.
yeah.
Which I think
Food
that's
and
unprofessional.
hair.
We know not to
Food
do
and
that.
hair and hairspray
Yeah.
and
I get a ton of hair in my food. Always.
I bet you do, Fred.
you asked for extra hair, don't you, Fred?
I'd like some extra hair,
I
please.
bet you do.
He's a
I gotta say-
jackass. He's the jackass that'll get a McRib and find a hair and then
You
go back and complain
probably
about it.
would love a shower cap, though. Do you have a shower cap?
Yeah.
No.
He probably would love
So you wash your hair every time you take a shower?
I wash my hair probably twice a day.
Fred.
Fred.
And it still
can't
looks like
wait.
this.
I know.
Jealous ladies.
I am jealous of that wave. Look at that wave.
And it's natural, too. I've brushed it out twice today.
I saw you. You brushed it when you came
I
in.
brushed it out in the morning, and you know. And
You took a swig of iced tea and got out the brush.
you know what? It gets that vodka taste out of my mouth. You know? But you know what's funny is and I during COVID, this is no shit. My beard's gotten grayer, but my hair's gone from blonde to red. Why is that? I want to know.
Because you were outside more this summer.
I look like an Irish setter now.
It's more oxidized.
Someone actually called me a ginger the other day, and I'm like, "What the
It's
fuck are
very
you talking
gingery.
about?"
I agree.
Really?
You're kissed by the sun. You
Oh
look kissed
man,
by
I'm
the
a
sun.
ginger now. Holy fucking shit! But yeah, somebody said you're a ginger, and I'm like, they're like, you look like an Irish setter, and I'm like, and I just like keep going. My life can't get any worse, you know. But you know, I'm like, holy fuck, you know. But I've noticed it's gotten redder, and it's just I don't know why.
Kissed by the sun, Fred.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
the
we're calling
sun.
it.
Okay,
Kissed
so
by
I
the
sit
sun.
in my room I don't leave. I'm like, there's COVID out there, and it's just like, and I just like sit around, and it's just like, you know.
Well, maybe it is the hand sanitizer, alcohol, and you're wiping at your hand and the
now
hair.
the truth comes out. Now I know why. I'm gonna buy some more hand sanitizer and just rub it through my hair.
Yeah, and
Little
don't
coconut-
forget that
coconut
like
oil.
in
I think
this
it's the prenatal vitamins he's taking.
is that it? Don't forget in this area too, our water and all our surrounding water.
Don't
like,
let him off the hook, Cass.
Yeah,
I like you, Cass. Go ahead.
there's
A lot of rust in the water.
Yeah, there's a lot of minerals in the
Is
water.
that-
They bleach our water to clean it, and it might have just.
And that could be
Yeah.
just
So
could be just
gross.
stripping my hair. So that's why
To
I
think
use
about, but
Pantene
you're
Pro V.
right.
Where I'm at, Pantene Pro V every day for a
So that
healthier,
commercial
shiny hair.
spoke to you, Fred.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
I'm still
Just
looking for
like
that
McRib.
endorsement.
He wants an endorsement. That's what it is.
Fuck you, Dove. We tried to get a Dove endorsement forever, and Dove just was like, you know what? Fuck you, man. It's just- so I went back to my old
Dove's
love.
not your person.
No, I went back because I used Pantene forever, and literally on my Instagram, I've got like pictures of me like when I was young, and my hair's like down over my waist, and it's just like, wow, I was using Pantene then, but I've been using Dove lately for the
Has
past.
nothing to do with age.
Yeah, well, oh,
See?
all right, I'm leaving now,
You're
Eric,
getting
and
schooled. You're getting schooled.
now I'm old. But the thing is, you know what's great too is everybody's like, you know, you should really. It's a typical hairdresser.
Yeah, you should really.
Trim those ends. Yeah, no, like because I'm old now, and it's not going to grow back.
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
It's Darlene. You're Darlene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're fucking
exactly.
Darlene.
And it's not going to
Not
grow
fucking
back.
cutting my hair.
I'm old. I'm old. All right, and it's not going to grow back. It's going to take forever to grow back. I'm going to have to take the prenatals again and grow it back. And
Not everybody, though.
I just don't have...
Since you went there, we're going to go all the way there. So these ladies are not familiar with your little escapade in an Irish pub when this one particular woman didn't think you were all that in a bag of chips.
Oh, yeah, dude. Some woman came up to me in Ireland, in Dublin. I'm like sitting there waiting. All I want to do is see this guitar player play, and I'm waiting on Dave Mustaine from Megadeth to come over, and we're going to go see this American guitar player play. And this woman comes up to me, and she's Irish, and she's like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, Can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she goes,
your accent's perfect.
"You're the most hideous man I've ever seen in my life."
Whoa.
She goes, "Cut your hair. It's terrible." And she's like, "You've got to do something with this." And she rubs her hand in my face. It was like I was a hockey player getting like washed with a glove. You know, she's like, "You got to do something." And I'm like, going,
"Oh, I hate it."
And she's like, "Your hair's terrible." And she's like, kept going on. And she's like, "You're hideous." She goes, "You got to cut your hair." She looked at. I'm like going. It just like takes it down that much, you know. But the best thing, yeah. You're the most hideous man I've ever seen. And she's like, and I'm going,
your wife.
And he she's how does your wife stand you, man? And it's like great because now I'm getting a divorce, you know. It's just like, and my ego's just going like it's going.
It's like the opposite of toxic masculinity. It's like toxic femininity.
And all I wanted to do was sit there and have.
And can we? You're at a Megadeth concert, right? Or
no. I was working. I'm with Megadeth, and all I'm doing is waiting for Mustaine to come out.
Right.
And this woman, and I'm not being rude, but she was a very large woman, and I'm stuck against this pillar, and the bartender is just finding this the most hilarious thing he's ever seen.
As he would. As he should and would.
And she's like, "Fucking hideous. You got to cut that hair." And I'm like... But yeah, she was like, hand in the face.
I see it.
I'm like, you got to do something with
this.
And it's like, and I'm like, and the bartender thought it was, wait, hang on. No. That's what I'm looking for. And that's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's what. But she's like drunk and she's like falling on me, and I'm like crushed against a pole, and it was just like, and I'm like.
Crushed against.
Oh, dude, it was bad. Yeah.
Okay. So we work in the beauty industry, and I hate that. I hate when people tell somebody else how they should look. It's our job, and I feel like that is like the grossest shit.
Your version of me is none of my business.
Right.
Nice.
Right?
I could
feel
use
like
that.
If you're in my chair and you're asking me for my opinion, absolutely. I am an expert. But I would never, ever go up to somebody at a bar and be like,
this has happened more than once in my life, though. It's happened more than once.
Well, most men don't wear their hair like that.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you are.
Which is why we love Fred.
I get it.
Right.
I knew that was going to happen.
Being different is beautiful.
Honestly,
and I love. I hate when people are like, "You're not the version of
that
what I like to
be.
see." Yeah.
When I swipe right in my dreams, you're not my version.
Right. When I come out into the world, I want to see this, and you're not that.
You're not that, and I don't know you, but if I did, I would still not.
and men
You're hideous.
And I'm not trying to be like all sexist or anything like that. Men tend to do that a lot. They'll come up to women all the time. You'd be so pretty. If you didn't have that, or you'd be so...
Men do that to me all the time.
Wait a second. Wait, stop. You say that. That blows my mind. You're saying that guys will randomly tell women they would be pretty or more pretty if they would do this.
You have to understand, we're in the service industry. So you, in this are you saying this is at work? Or not really at work? Because at work, I would say he's paying us.
Do me a favor, don't bang that on her because I can't hear you. Now
he's saying
she has a problem with the hand.
Talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. Now she's gonna make a fist out of it right now. Now I'm in trouble.
If they're sometimes, if you're paying me to cut your hair. So
There
then
was a
do
day.
you
There was a
so
day
do
when
you
Eric would pay
then
people to
so
cut his hair.
then do you then have an opinion of me because you're paying me? So then is your opinion I have to
You
listen
have
to?
an opinion
You know what I'm
of
trying to
whether
say?
I'm professional.
Right.
You don't have an opinion of
So
your
can we just talk
opinion.
about the elbows out at work as a hairdresser?
What do you mean?
I'm cutting your hair, Fred. In 2005, 2005, I'm cutting your
Long
hair,
time.
Fred.
I was drunk.
2005.
Somebody talked me into it.
There's back in the day, cape on. If your elbows are out and I'm cutting your hair, what are you bumping into?
The cape?
Boobies.
Can you put your elbows in, Fred? While I'm cutting
No,
your hair.
my arms don't go like that.
Yeah,
so
I'm
men
sorry
put,
sorry
men
about
put their
that.
elbows on?
I've never, ever,
Boy,
ever
I am-
put my.
I am
I've never been
getting
so
it.
hard
Where
up
you-
in a
think
fucking
about
barber
I'm-
in a
I'm
beauty
getting
chair.
introduction.
I have to touch
In
a
a
boob.
fucked up world on a Saturday morning
I
when
was
you had a
about to
really
say,
boring week, some
I-
guys put their elbows out.
I wasn't necessarily referring to
Sorry,
work
Cass, I thought you were
because
going
Wait, do I?
No,
look,
no, I
I
mean-
look like a guy that has to put his elbows out.
Not at all.
it
I'm
wasn't.
leaving
Reel
now.
me back in. No, sometimes I've had because I'm short person and put your elbow back.
No, I just
I'm
meant
the slow one here. So guys are putting their elbows out so they can
Get
can
a feel. Get
Okay.
a feel.
How the hell am I?
okay.
That's a
I've
new one to
never
me.
felt
What
a
were you
boob with my
saying?
elbow.
I meant not necessarily
I took
at
your
work.
context out.
I meant in general. Like even social media now.
have the right to
yeah, they'd
tell you to put your ring back in your
message me.
nose.
Yeah.
There you go.
exactly. Like
Do what?
and I'm not saying it's exclusively to men. Obviously, Fred went through it too. But I'm saying like there is some sort of weird thing where people think like they can tell you like you don't look the right way.
Exactly. In
so
the beauty
I've-
industry.
Yeah, and I feel
Really?
like
Wow.
I've
Okay.
gotten that a lot.
Okay.
Not necessarily somebody sitting in my chair. I've gotten like people
It's
on
personal
Facebook
though.
like
Your
and they think
version of
it's-
beauty is different than my version of beauty is different than
It honestly, I'm to the point in my life. It doesn't bother me. I just don't
Yeah.
get. I would never go up to somebody and be like, "You need to do this."
Oh, dude,
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
happened to me more than
yeah.
once, and that's what the awesome thing is about
But
it.
I have had a lot of people come up to me and say like, or message me on social media and be like, "You," and it's like a backhanded type compliment.
It totally
Like,
is backhanded.
you would be so pretty if
Pretty
you didn't
if.
do this, or wait, how the best part is I always joke about like with I'm not like I've never been on any dating sites or anything like that, but like on Facebook and Instagram and things like that, you'll get these like guys that'll message you and be like, "How tall are you? Do you cook?" all this stuff, and I'll be
give
like,
me your
and I'll be
me
like,
your deets.
"Why?" And I'm like, I feel like I'm like interviewing for a job that I didn't apply for.
Exactly.
Like, why are you asking me this? But yeah, there's also been some
I don't
women.
get those. I don't get those DMs.
There's also been women that have
I'm
like
obviously
said to me
4'11".
like, I don't understand why you wear ripped jeans, or I don't understand where like women you know what I mean? I've never I've never saw somebody that I didn't like how
Cassidy
they
has
looked.
the highest male clientele of the company.
Where do you guys work?
But I've never like, I don't get it because I've never, even being in the beauty industry, that I mean, beauty is definitely a subjective objective. Like it's like but I still feel like I would never go up to somebody and be like, you need to look like how I want you to look.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. That's all I can
That's been some of the fun things I've seen on Instagram is like they take someone's total goth and then make them like
I
Instagram
saw
famous.
that, like,
and the sister and the husband didn't even recognize the girl,
Oh my goodness!
or like took someone totally like guitar
Yeah.
player, put him in a suit, act like they cut his hair or whatever, and total different. And they were like,
Right.
But I thought the whole
recognize
society
myself.
thing was going toward the authentic, right? I thought we were like just
It's-
anything
yeah.
goes society, right? Right?
unless you
Somewhat.
look like me.
But
'Cause all
unless
that
you're
gotta
in
go.
your own shit, not so much on the vast.
That's why I think you have to tune into like who you see yourself as, because it's not necessarily like a vanity thing, it's a sense of self thing. Like, how do I see myself? And if I don't see myself that way, like if my outward doesn't
Got it.
match who I want to be, then I don't feel right. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily like who other people think I should look like or what.
No, I get that. I
Yeah.
get that.
That's when Fred opens Jim Beam.
Yeah, the
Double
same thing is, I'm always comfortable with I don't give two fucks what anybody
That's what I
thinks
mean.
about me.
There's some
Good.
part of that's like renegade,
It's like, fuck
but then
you.
at home you're in that crying game movie in the corner.
Oh my
in the
goodness, I'm
bedroom.
not the guy in the crying
Naked,
game.
maybe a second. Me. Maybe I'm like in the second in the
you know what?
corner for a second.
Are people just insecure though? Is that why they lash out like that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I think so.
think
Because
so.
it's like I have
Somewhat.
to let you
Don't
know
you have
how I
moments?
feel. I have to let you know that I'm not down with like how you look.
Yeah.
You know what I
So-
mean? Like that type of thing.
Honestly, we've all learned a lot through work.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people, and here's the
I'm
thing.
dealing with everyone at Royal King, mixed with Dick's customers, mixed with people at Lululemon, mixed with people at
It has
Ruth
to be-
Chris.
it has to
You're
be
mixed
a-
with Washington County.
It has to be a kaleidoscope.
Washpa.
It's got to be a
Washpaw.
has to be a
I've
kaleidoscope.
had people tell me like
And it's your paycheck, so you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
be so like righteous.
yeah, I've had
But you'd
people.
like to.
I've had people
In the break
literally tell me like you need to move
Break
out
room,
of
the hand
Washington
comes out.
County, and I was like, no, Washington County needs me more than ever, and there are people there. It's just I think just like with anything, squeaky wheels get the grease,
Yeah.
and you hear
Yeah.
all the
Cass, you're so solid.
Well, to check it out. Well, here's what's funny, and I've said it on this show. Everybody and their brothers try to get me to move out of
Yep.
Washington County,
Why?
and I've said this before. And they're
I've
like,
heard it so many times.
They're like, you have to leave here. You have to leave here. And I'm
Nothing
like,
for you here,
I
Fred.
actually said that.
I am surprised that you live in Pittsburgh still. I'm very surprised. by that.
But I actually
Social.
had.
Fred's still in Pittsburgh.
Well, the funny thing is no shit. Ozzy Osbourne said to me one time, he goes, "You need to fucking get out of fucking Pennsylvania, man, and move to fucking L.A. and get some work." I'm like, dude, I'm 5 fucking hours away. If this was back when U.S. Air had a direct flight to L.A., I said, if you need me, I'm here in 5 hours. But I'll never leave Pittsburgh, and that's. And it's everybody, but people over the years have tried to get me to leave.
'Cause
And
that's their opinion of what they think you should be doing.
Exactly.
right.
But
I'd rather be myself here.
Yep, exactly.
And stand for what I believe in here, and people will follow suit. Like I will attract my people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
Field of
you know.
Dreams. Field of Dreams.
You build it, they will
build a
come.
Field of Dreams. And they got some scissors and they're cutting the Field of Dreams hair.
I'm cutting your hair,
So
Fred.
okay, so I'll share this with you because this is a good topic for me. So
Restroom breaks soon.
yeah, let's do restroom. Let's do restroom break. Let's do restroom break now. How did you know that's my topic? Is restroom break, right?
My right.
It generally is, right? Yeah, restroom break will come back, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
share.
He's
my
gonna come back
soul.
with a wig.
I'm gonna share my soul.
He's gonna come back.
Shh, I have to go get it first. You ruined it, Fred. Ladies
Surprise!
first. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
All the horse piss with no alcohol. Heineken, non-alcoholic, 0.0. If you want your breath to smell like shit in your mask, drink some.
Anything else?
This segment brought to you by Kid Rock's favorite, Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
And Pantene.
And Pantene Pro V.
Bullet.
My God, does it smell good? Anyway.
Do, do, do,
Yeah,
do, do, do.
there you
I'm
go.
bringing Donkey Kong back. If anything on this Friday night, I'm fucking bringing Donkey Kong back.
On like Donkey Kong.
So, a little right turn here. I was going to tell you that I love authenticity and being original, and it drives me insane when people try to tell me how to live my life. It drives me out of my mind. To the point where, and I'm just going to say this, and we're going to make the right turn. We're not even requesting any commentary. But what drives me nuts is when people tell me that I should look or act or eat or drink the things they want me to because I'm either not behaving the way they'd like to see me behave or I don't look the way they'd like me to look.
I tell that to
It
the cops
drives-
every weekend. I'm like, look, man, you pulled me over the past 5
Oh, it
weeks.
looks like I'm cross-eyed. I can't see. But I'm
Things
really
are a little
good.
different down in Washington County, aren't they? They're a little different down there, right? So we have 3 Washington County natives. This is really
There's
an
3 people in
odd,
Washington County.
eclectic group here.
See, you didn't know this. You didn't know this until we all got together.
Washington County is great.
McRib and Jimmy snooker through
Superfly
so far.
snooker, yeah.
And
And McRibs.
Wash Paw.
Wash Paw.
Eric.
And he's the lone.
You're the lone soldier on that side of the
and
table.
look at it. The cats that can really cool cats drinking over here. You know?
It's true. I'm trying to drink. I'm pretending over here. I'm trying to fit in, you know?
You
can have the hand
That's right.
segment.
That's right. You
Please.
give
I get the hand. I need hand.
Eric's segment brought to you by the hand.
The hand. Mm-hmm.
When you need a hand,
Oh wait, I arthritis it.
Oh, I can't. You know what? You can have it. 'Cause that just
no.
freaks me out.
But you
Look
get
at
to
that
hold the
thing.
hand.
She twists. She contorts the fingers and like it just.
I try not to.
Creeps
I was
him
trying
out.
to get it to hold on to the bottle of whiskey last time, and it didn't want to.
All right. So big right turn. Let's talk about reality.
I was like, when you play it back, I'm humming
is
it,
that
and
a
you're
song?
saying it. I'm like,
Is that a song?
Yeah, exactly.
Song.
Okay.
Let's talk about you
Set
and me.
me
Let's talk about
All the good things and the bad things that may
maybe. Where have you
We've
been?
lost it. We've
Yeah,
lost
it's that.
everything.
It's that.
We've lost it.
This doesn't need.
I'm from.
I actually hummed that as you said it. Wait, hang on.
I'm from a different era.
There it is. Cheers.
Is that a rap song?
It is. Well, no. It's
No, I'm not
it's not a rap.
classifying
It's
it 'cause
it's
then
a
you
top
automatically
40.
hate it.
That's right.
It's a pop.
It's a pop song.
Okay.
Is it
Back when we were
salt and pepper?
young.
Is it salt and pepper?
Had to be.
Who?
No, I don't think it was
I
salt
don't
and
think it
pepper.
was either, but
Let's take a look. All right.
Ask
As you guys
Googler.
talk amongst yourselves and make a show, I'm going to look
I'm
up.
verklempt. Talk amongst
Be
yourselves.
Clem. Who's just said it? Joan Rivers used to say it. Be Clem, right?
No, it was
Dana
well,
Carvey on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, so
It
The old,
was,
played the old lady, church lady.
It was Mike Myers
the
talking
church
about
lady.
his. It was Mike Myers and
Yes.
his.
His talk show. He's the female.
He made that after his
salt and
Mother-in-law.
pepper. Thank
Was
you.
it?
Ding, ding, ding,
Salt
ding,
and
ding. We have a
pepper.
winner.
salt
1
and
point for Fred and
pepper.
Alicia.
Yeah, salt and pepper.
Wow.
Bump, ba-dum, bump, bump, bump.
He would always
And
say,
we're
"I'm
in
verklempt," and he was the one who did the Rhode
I'm
Island
feeling
thing.
a little verklempt.
Yeah, he would say, "Talk amongst yourselves." He's like, Rhode Island. Is it a road or is it
Look
an
at
island?
the hand.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah.
Check.
I
I'm
love
just going to
this
sit here.
show.
I'm just going to sit here and
This
watch.
is fun.
This is great.
You know what? We're gonna get James fucked up on the next UFO show, and see. And we're gonna give him the hand.
So wait a second. This is like breaking news. We introduced alcohol.
Good, I'm listening.
That's going to accidentally
You
get
gotta-
hooked
you
on
gotta
your
do
ring and
this.
tear it out.
You
got
gotta
to
tap it.
No,
You gotta.
Be careful.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I can hear you through my
I'm
side
listening.
bang
I
and my
can
glass
hear
eye.
You can hear her listening.
Testing
Okay,
1, 2.
I don't even know if I can ask this question now because
Go ahead. Come on.
Give it to us.
It's me. Give it to me, Eric. Yeah, that's right. This is where we're going.
is that Rick James?
Oh my God! Didn't you
That's the
go to
only song I know.
Metropole? Weren't you ever at Metropole?
I was in Metropole lots. I actually had
on
an
a
executive.
Sunday?
I had
On
an
one
ex-
day were you at
He was
Metropole?
outside of Metropole
Yeah.
going,
They didn't let you in.
hey, look at him. He's
I
like,
want you to
nah.
know I had the VIP pass upstairs.
They're
thank
like,
you.
who sings this song, Eric? And we'll let you in.
Yeah,
Which one is it?
It
What is
was
it?
like a question.
What?
Give it to me, baby. That's all I got, Fred.
The
The
Offspring.
You've got two people. You got Weird Al Yankovic, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, or
Yeah,
you've got The Offspring.
Yeah,
So,
you do. Pretty fly.
And what era?
for a
Wait,
white
what era
guy.
was this?
oh my goodness, that's right.
That
You know,
was
what? I
like
was going to
old
leave a long
90s,
time ago, but now I'm out of here now.
That was like Offspring, like 2.0, like after
That was 90s.
punk
90s
era.
early.
It was
Yeah.
90s, yeah.
Punk.
Give it to
Social.
me, Eric.
I know you don't love punk, but
Oh, I like the original punk, but
yeah.
okay. So yeah, this has been really enlightening. Okay, I don't know where this is going to go.
Hand.
This is okay.
Talk to the hand, Eric.
She has to twist
I
it.
have a copper pole here.
Yeah, you do. You do. And I have a
What
hammer. I
the
have a hammer over
And I have a hammer. So it's
I've
a
got
clue
a bottle
game.
of whiskey.
It's a clue game.
Brought to you by.
It's all about in living color. It's like Loomis Simmons. Remember Loomis? Where it's
I
like
don't.
Fire Marshal Bill.
You do that really well.
That's. You got to do the jaw. Like, you got to.
He does a jaw.
Yeah, he's like.
Let me show you something.
Let me tell you
one.
something. That's it.
Yeah. And then he would like put his hand on a burning hot stove. So since Eric is a photophile and has all these things,
That's what they named me, a photophile, because apparently that's someone who's obsessed by light bulbs.
I've never heard of that.
Right.
But
we looked it
Neither
up.
have. I'm not quite sure it's an actual thing either.
you take your hand, you put it on a hot light bulb.
And no hate because we love this room. We all
So
love
they're all
this
cold.
room.
They're all LEDs.
Yeah,
They're
he
cold.
changed them on so we can't like even sit there. If it was cold in here, we couldn't even. He couldn't even heat our hands up.
Yeah, I went to
You
LED
said some of them.
for flickering.
Oh no,
Some
he
of them
changed
get
them all.
hot. No.
No, he changed them. Grab hold of that bulb. I mean, you can
Nothing
put your
on
whole
there.
hand on there. It's like
You can lay it down.
This is the coolest room ever. Like Eric has the copper
then you touch
piping
the-
going on up
Lava,
there.
touch a good old lava lamp.
Yeah.
touch the
It's
lava.
real
lamp.
after that.
with that black pipe up there, and the guy comes in and goes, "Dude, you got a shit
That
pipe
brings me
running
back
through-
to the
you got a
Ouija board.
Shit pipe running in the middle of the studio."
I tried to heat up my Ouija board thing on my lava lamp.
Yeah,
Because it was going to work better if I heated that shit up.
What is it?
That clear disc on the Ouija thing.
Oh, I didn't
Like if I heat it up.
I didn't
I
fuck
heat it
with
up, it's
that.
gonna
I
work
didn't
better.
mess with that.
The lava lamp.
The
Yeah,
lava, but I fucked with the Ouija board, but not the lava lamp.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
yes, that freaked me out. That stuff freaked me out. Yeah.
UFOs?
No, we're going
Lava
there.
lamps.
That's where we're going.
Lava
We're going to lava lamps?
Light as a feather.
Well, I like lava lamps.
We're going to light as feather, thick as a board.
What is
Not
it?
thick as a board.
Light as-
Light as stiff as a board.
Did you do that? Or was it
Yeah,
mine?
yeah, no. That
Was it mine
that was
graceful?
like you're young and kind of people
It
did that.
worked.
That was a generation after us.
It worked.
It's all right. Yeah, so
I never had enough friends, so like we never.
you like fell.
Yeah.
You just fell on the
It
floor.
was like me and
It
the
was
one.
the party where you were at where you took this thing off and that meant something. If you took the
yeah, you got sent it to burn kids in like
yeah,
India or
if
some
if
shit
this
like
thing
that.
came off in the right way on a
It's like I'm going to get lucky tonight.
Exactly.
And you know what it was?
And
you
light
get,
as
you got a
first.
McRib.
Oh, I don't.
you got to make
It's like I'm getting lucky tonight. Oh, McRib has, or McDonald's has McRibs. Oh my God, I did get lucky. But yeah, that's what it meant. If you,
I
Lot
lived
of
in
symbolism.
I lived in a house. My dad was very like recycle. So
Okay.
like we always
recycled.
did that, but it didn't mean anything cool. It
It's
meant
all
like
fun and
we were
games too. The
saving
town
the
trip
world.
doesn't pick anything up. Like I'm all about recycling, but help me with
I
this
told
stuff.
you, it
Our
all
blue
goes
bins
to the
were
dump
full.
anyways. And I've been trying to tell people this
Yeah.
for decades. It just they take 2 trucks of recyclables, and then the rest of the township it all goes.
You got to
to the
pay
dump.
$40 more to recycle.
All right, so where were we?
Okay, so
UFOs.
yeah. So before we do the UFO thing, have you ever sat and pondered?
What
Are we
McRib
playing
is
Have
made
You
out
Ever?
of?
Are we playing Have You Ever right now?
Have you ever?
Have you
Have
ever?
you ever?
What would you rather do? Lick a dumpster or
Eat a McRib.
eat a McRib?
McRib.
Oh, both. I'd
Oh
love to
my
do
God!
both.
Is it a dumpster full of McRibs?
Dumpster licking's a thing in Washington County. Huh?
Oh yeah, I mean that's how we.
Diving.
That's how you know
Definitely diving.
you're initiated into the Washington County Club if you lick a dumpster.
Oh my God.
You're
Always
eligible.
remember they don't pick up on Monday after the holiday.
So it's real good right then.
I mean, know where you're at in the month.
But it
Know where
depends
you're
on
at.
what holiday it is. You don't want a big drinking holiday. You don't want
Gotta
the Monday
time
after
that.
New Year's.
No.
No.
Oh man.
It could be
Okay.
frozen, so it's like a pukesicle or something like that. So it's not that bad. So it's got advantages and its disadvantages. Welcome to Washington County, Eric.
Yeah.
You need to move out by us. Come on.
I might
Good
Join
people,
us,
good
Eric.
people out there.
There's good
Honest
people.
folks.
Honest.
You
Working
can
hard.
go roller derby to barrel race to McRib,
Or you could be a hairdresser.
or you can be a
races.
hairdresser.
They're looking. Hey, look. They don't judge. You can be a hairdresser.
No.
Oh, my it's on. That's right.
Hit it
Look.
again. It's like
And let's do it.
Hit it
And
again.
in 3, 2, 1.
One more.
Oh.
Another one.
Oh.
Hit it again.
No, oh, my
You put him in that seat.
It's got a dimming thing. You got to hit it again. Hit it again. Hit it again. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Anyways,
Okay, I'll turn. Oh.
It
I don't
actually
know.
scared the shit out of me, but
Yeah,
I wasn't ready for
Oh,
it.
they scored! I was like, oh, they scored.
He hit the lamp.
so we do a UFO show on this podcast.
With our
and
beloved Julia
Mulligan?
Mulligan.
yeah, if we do it, and James, is it Krug or Krug? Krug.
Just call him James.
Freddie and I.
I've always said Krug. I don't know if
It's
that's
Krug.
I think it's Krug.
Okay, well, James is our resident expert. He's not only a man of science, but he also is an executive director of the
Neil Armstrong Planetarium.
yes, but also the MUFON.
Planetarium. And MUFON.
Planetarium.
Planetarium.
Anyways, I thought we would twist it up a little bit here and just ask both of you, young ladies, is it too far out or too weird to believe in UFOs?
They're from Washington County, dude.
Well, that was my thought.
What does that mean?
Is that a recreational activity in Washington County? You got the
Well, hell yeah.
cow tipping?
Cow tipping
Cow
and
tipping.
fucking UFOs, baby. We're going down there, and you know what they do? These women are
Skull
Washington County
bandit,
women.
skull
They
bandit.
get take out their skull bandit. Some take them out, some leave them in. That's how you know when you got yourself a good woman down there. Got the skull bandits. Wow, this went south. Okay, so we're back.
That's perfect. This is perfect.
Well, you know, it's Washington County.
Do you both believe in the possibility of UFOs?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, we got two. They're playing ball, Fred.
You know what?
Yeah.
They're on my team.
Okay, so, well, obviously, you're all from the same
I believe
team.
in
We all have
something
hair.
else.
Something else.
Something
Yeah.
else has a vehicle that they have to get somewhere in. So then, if that's a UFO, yes.
Whoa. Wait,
Let's
what?
talk about
Back up.
UFOs.
I feel like there's some other species.
You probably see a lot of them down there in
would be
Washington County
the
all the
vehicle,
time.
Yeah.
right? Oh yeah.
I just feel like if I feel like there has to be something else, and I feel like they would have to be a lot more intelligent than us to be able to maybe get here, reside here
Okay.
in some way, and thus not be able to get to them. Because I do somewhat believe that, like, maybe we've never been able to find.
What if we're like the same, but we're in like different, like we put on different Matrix suits, like Keanu Reeves.
See, this is the parallel realities, parallel worlds.
Parallel universes.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then I can go on that planet and I can be like the roller derby babe. Then I
So-
can be on that planet and I
okay,
can
so-
be fucking like fuck it Fred. And then I come
Fred.
back
We
here.
gotta get him a shirt that says "fucking friend."
Fucking
Fred.
Fred.
You know
Like-
what? It's
but I don't think
actually
there's
a
a
road
G.
thing.
I don't know. I don't think there's a G on the first, like the first adjectives. Like fuck it. Or is it an it?
Is
it
that
three
a-
words?
It's fucking.
Or if it's
fucking.
like,
It's fucking
I
Fred.
think it's 3 words.
Fucking
I think
Fred.
it's.
Well,
fuck
if
it, Fred.
something, if
I think it's 4
Like
four
Wreck-It
letters.
Ralph?
Yeah,
It's
Wreck-It
like
Ralph, but
Wreck-It
it's
Ralph,
fucking
fucking
Fred.
Fred.
Fucking Fred.
Garbage
Fucking
Pail Kid. He's the next Garbage Pail
Yeah.
Kid.
Look at him.
Look at him. He's a Garbage Pail Kid.
Yeah, it's a garbage pail.
It's the best.
You had your own garbage pail.
fucked up Fred.
Yeah. It's the
Didn't you
best.
have someone make you up one of those?
There was a dead Fred. Is what it was. I couldn't think which one it was. It was dead Fred.
There was a dead Fred.
It was dead Fred.
Made you out to be a zombie.
Which later on in life, folks, that worked out for me down in Washington County
Give
when
it to me. Isn't he like Britney Spears as well? So it's
you know what?
let's circle back to Britney.
You know what?
After
I
Garbage
should have
Pail.
showed you guys that in the pee break. You know.
Because I have a visual of you still in Britney.
Oh, it's
Pull
hot
up,
as fuck.
pull it up.
All right, keep
I
talk sto-
picture pigtails
Talk amongst
Pink,
yourselves.
silver, and white outfit.
Oh,
Hot
no.
pink.
Silver and
Fucking,
white.
no, white and fucking red plaid skirt. Hot as fuck.
You did the video. You went full video.
Oh, no, God. Look,
Full video. You had the white shirt.
you just
You just
talks amongst
hold
yourself.
my McRib.
Talk amongst
hold my
yourself.
McRib.
Talks amongst yourselves. Rhode Island. Is it a road or an island?
Here we go.
I'm
Now, see, if Eric had the TV up, he would. We would be able to see these
I'll
things.
blend this into the show.
Oh, you're not.
Produce
Shit.
it. Don't worry.
All right, look.
What, the video?
Now look. Now
Side by side, please.
Let's make sure. Let's make sure.
That is not you. Did you see it?
Let's make sure that
I need
we
my
get the
readers.
reaction of this. So
That is not you right
look,
now, because I see a beard on your phone. That is not you.
Look, let's get her look. Huh? Now you got to dry that seed off, Eric.
That is not you.
Oh, that's me.
Look at your muscles in your thighs. And I can't even see your shirt, and I see that he tagged Dove. He legit tagged Dove. I tapped on the picture, and let's see who he tagged. He tagged Brittany. You tagged Dove. You tagged Dove's Men Care.
Oh yeah, Dove
Yeah, of course, Men Care. You tagged Eric. You tagged.
Oh, great.
Wait, Eric.
You're
drug into
tagged
this, Eric.
Long hair, peaceful warrior.
Wait, that's not on. I have no idea how that.
Can I click?
He looks like
Oh, yeah, do your
Jesus.
thing. Because I have no. Oh, that's what it
Oh,
was.
yes.
That's why somebody told me to do that, and I couldn't quit laughing about it. So when I saw it, I couldn't.
You're a
quit.
peaceful long hair warrior.
Oh, dude, fuck
There it is. It's,
That-
if anything I got out of this Friday evening, is
Stone
Fred,
Jesus.
So you guys will be
Fred
going
is a
home.
long
tonight.
hair, peaceful warrior.
Somebody,
Or
somebody,
Stone Jesus.
That was added.
LPW.
That was
Let me
actually
LPW.
added afterwards. Somebody goes, "My God, you have to fucking do this," and so I did. And
You
was
did
just-
it. That's you.
Oh my God! So check this out. Here it is.
Where's his shirt? Because his hair's so long.
Oh no,
we can't even see his shirt.
it's in a little. It's a knotted little.
I saw.
It's not.
I tried not to zoom in. I saw.
You tried not to zoom
Your
in, but you
thighs
still
look
did.
It
amazing.
has
You do. You look amazing in that.
466 likes.
How do you feel
And it's-
validated with that
How'd
many
you
likes?
make that? How'd
No,
you,
that's
how'd
not-
you make that whole thing
That's
work?
not enough likes.
You suck under her.
I was about to say, and it deserves 3 times as many likes
Oh,
because
you know what?
that
Maybe
is
now
just-
it will. Maybe
now,
now
if
it'll
we
get-
do a paid subscription, if we do a paid,
This is my OnlyFans.
Oh,
This
okay.
is my, yeah.
You
so
better
it's-
do a little more for your OnlyFans. You better lift up
400
that.
I'm gonna do an OnlyFans
Wait,
foot page.
you know who the number 1 like is on this? It's Eric McKenna official
I was
at
about to
465
say,
likes. So that's actually 466 people, and I didn't like it myself. And my 3 different
Oh, I think
Instagram
it's
profiles. So I think
I
it's
can't wait to like
368.
The first time I
Or
saw that
468.
photograph, we had just started working together at Boogie Street, and he goes out on the road for months at a time, and I talked to him every couple of days, and this really weird photo of Fred showed up on. This is before social media. This is message board era shit. And I'm like, Fred, there's this message board on some heavy metal
That's how
site
long my hair
of a
used
picture of you
That's like
that has to be photoshopped because you're like in a Britney Spears costume.
your hair
It was
needs its
not
own Instagram
photoshopped.
page.
My hair
Fred's
needs
like,
its
oh
own.
no, he goes, that's real.
Oh, that's real. I was actually. It's not the Britney Spears. It's the Liberty Bell. Because I'm like standing there. I'm like, look, check it out. Here's my knocker. Here's my crack. I'm the fucking Liberty Bell. And that's exactly what I told Zach. I'm like, I'm the Liberty Bell. And he's like, oh, dude, fucking yeah, I get it. You know, but that's my wife's fucking Britney Spears outfit, and I can't fucking give it to her because you desecrated it.
What was the HBO series? He legit needs.
I look like a jitney driver.
No. What was the HBO series? Guys,
mean, like,
Vikings, and who does he look like? The
Do you mean like you mean
Who does he need to be on?
biker bang? The
no,
biker
not the biker guys, like the dragon people.
dragon.
Game of
What's
Thrones?
the Game of Thrones?
Oh.
Fred.
Yeah, look,
Fred, that's Game of Thrones right there. That's a Game of Thrones.
well, I'll tell you what then, and this is perfect. We're going to go from UFOs right to the
That's
fact
awesome.
that you know
Fred
that
the official.
Fred was
Fred
in
of Death
official.
official.
Fred is
So-
official.
Do you remember right before 9/11 there was a movie called Rockstar?
Yeah,
with Mark
with
Wahlberg,
I do.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, and Fred.
What?
So Fred was in that movie. That's kind of how I
That's
met
me,
Fred for the
folks.
first time. Yeah, yeah. So
Are
Fred
you
was
in that
this movie.
band?
I'm in that movie.
I'm in that movie.
That's
Yeah,
me. The drunk guy in the movie, that's me.
So yeah, Fred was in that movie, and he was younger then, 20 years ago.
You know what? That scene was my 31st birthday.
Yeah.
And that scene actually, that was 10 years in making movies for me. Because I started making movies on the eve of my 21st birthday.
Wow.
And then Rockstar I turned 31 in that scene. But, I'd already been working on it for a couple months. But
Name the band in the movie.
Still Dragon.
Okay, fun
sorry.
fact.
Sorry, that's...
Wait, I just got back from Key West.
Yeah.
The guitar player at the bar, we were at Rick's on Duval Street, and someone in the crowd requested a Still Dragon song, and he went, I've been in business. I've been doing this for over 20 years. No one has ever requested a Still Dragon song. He fucking played it.
What was it? Stand Up and
Nice.
Shout? What was it?
Stand Up and
Stand Up
Shout.
and Shout, that's what he
Shout's a great song.
He was like, no one ever requested this because it's not a real band, but you know what? You're
Oh,
from
it's a
West
real
Virginia.
band.
I'm going to do it for you. Stand up and shout.
There you go.
Dum, dum.
Yeah, and that's
What's funny is the other day we watched an old video of me actually playing in a band, and someone actually yelled that for the band that I was playing at the time. I'm like, and then we started playing Stand Up and Shout, and then we kicked it into something else. But
It was because the guy was like, hey, I'm here to play what you want. Like, I'm here on a Friday night. Thanks for coming out. And she was like, can you play Stand Up and Shout? And we were all like,
Only in
but
Key
the
West.
fact that he was like, I'm fucking playing that. It was
fact
like
that he
the
knew what it
best.
was.
Yeah,
He
said,
knew
"This
what
is
it
the
was."
first."
oh no, everybody knows what it is. They just don't want to admit that they love that movie. It's a classic
It's
movie.
a good movie.
It's a classic movie.
they
Classic.
said, well, yeah, it was destroyed by 9/11. Had
9/11
9/11 not happened,
Here's what's fucked up. Is living in Cecil, which is officially Washington County. I drove to my nearest theater, which was Star City down there in Bridgeville.
Down
And-
there.
Down there.
Down there.
down there.
And I was in two movies at the same time, showing at the same theater.
That's pretty
and I
cool.
loved it. So I'm in Rockstar and I'm in Bandits. And I'm like, this is the greatest. Because there was the Rockstar poster and there was the Bandits poster side by side. And that was before like cell phones where you could take a selfie. And I'm like, this is so fucking great. If I could just only take a picture of myself here. And that was like on like Monday, September 10th. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to come back down like maybe on September. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow on September 11th and take another picture. And yeah, it just like shot that movie to hell, man.
Everything went to hell.
Yeah, so it was. I think Rockstar came out like on the 8th or 9th, and September 11th killed it.
September 11th was my first day
Working.
working. It was
Really?
my first day at Studio 7.
So you were about what, like 12?
8.
Yeah,
Eight?
I was about 10.
About 10, yeah.
Yeah.
You're working in that sweatshop.
I remember that my client brought in her radio and plugged it in
Yeah.
to hear what was going on during her hair appointment.
Wow.
Does not seem like
Wow.
Yeah.
did we even have Apple phones? I don't even
No,
No.
2007 was
No,
the
No,
first iPhone.
I was sleeping.
so
Somebody woke me
2000,
up.
Yeah, we totally
Flip
did.
phones. It was,
It was-
She
it
brought,
was
her,
a very-
she brought a radio in
I had a
and
brick.
set up Jamie Belfier.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy, like where you were at in your life. You remember, like, do you
Yeah.
remember the Starship or what was the
Challenger.
Challenger?
when that
Where were
died.
you?
Yeah.
I had a snowstorm. We were.
I was sled riding. I was going to say, I was out sled riding down my hill in Washington
'Cause
County.
you guys were kids.
We were home from
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, we're home from school. We
were like,
I had my
oh, we're
first real
supposed-
job by oh my god, I had a real job by then.
Cassidy wasn't born.
No, I was still old.
You
I
were.
just was. I was sled riding. I had a job too.
No,
I,
it was your first day at work.
Yeah, that was my first day at work.
2001, 9/11.
Yeah.
First day of work.
I remember I drove past the mall. There was the mall right there, like
always
Washington
the mall.
Crown Center. And at the
Franklin.
time, yeah, Franklin Mall was happening. And
It
there
was
was
they had a Long John Silver's.
It was the place
Yeah.
to be.
Triangle.
It was the place to be.
And I remember
Merry-go-round.
driving past
Chess
the
game.
mall and nobody was there.
Foxmore.
So it was weird.
Bonton.
And then I remember
Piercing Pagoda.
County seat. Sorry, Cass.
Radio Shack.
Record Mart.
NRM, yeah.
National Record Mart. We talked about
We
that on
did.
the show.
Sam Goody.
Glamour shots.
Oasis.
Glamour shots.
Oh,
So there's her first day.
yeah, that was my. That was.
She
my
hit them
first
all
day.
before she went into work too. So she hit all those stores.
Things remembered.
New York, New York.
Still going.
I just remember it's still a thing. But
Gimbals, Kaufman's, Sears.
yeah, Kaufman's.
Uncle Sam's.
Yeah. But we were talking
Pretzel
on the one
Factory.
show. My
Jerry's
parents.
Pet Shop.
So NRM,
Jerry's.
when it was a thing, we were talking about
Yeah,
this.
National Record Mart was the
National
bomb.
Record Mart was a thing, but I was under 18 and I wanted an LL Cool J CD. So I had to
Jingle, baby.
convince my parents to buy me an LL Cool J CD, which did not go over well.
Don't call it.
And then they finally I really convinced them to buy me the LL Cool J CD, and it had like Doing It on it and stuff. And so they bought me from NRM. Yep, they bought me the LL Cool J CD, but they were like, "This is horrible, and I can't believe you're listening to this." And they just like let me hear about it forever.
Sometimes your parents were right.
And
Then they bought her
And
the
then
True
there's
Life Crew album.
NWA.
well, and that and my parents always listened to like Ozzy and whatever else they were biker. So then,
Because they had taste.
so then, the CD disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I still
Listen
get
to
on,
it.
I still get on my parents about that because my
Her
LL
dad,
Cool
Sam
J.
Kennison.
So then, after that, my parents are like, they love LL Cool J. They were watching him the other day. He was like a host
He's a
on a
great actor.
Yeah. They watched the one show that he's on where he's like a cop, and then he was on he was the host of like some game show. And then during Christmas, I went over to my parents' house. My dad didn't even realize I walked in because he's so enthralled in this movie.
He was
And
like
he's
Tiny
sitting-
Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
LL
and he's
Cool J.
sitting there like watching this movie, and I was like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, "Well, we could all learn something from Queen Latifah during Christmas because LL Cool J's coming through the snow, and he's like trying to get to Queen Latifah, and he like watched this whole Lifetime movie with LL Cool J, and I was like, do you remember
Christmas
when
in Compton.
I
Starring.
was like, do you remember when I tried to get you to get me this CD?
Round
and
the
you
Way
guys-
Girl. Do you remember Round the Way Girl? Dad.
What is it?
That was one of his hit songs. That
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
Around the Way. And they like love LL Cool J now. They love Snoop Dogg. We were talking about Snoop Dogg on the way over here.
Well, you're a Steeler fan, so you gotta love Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, they're Steeler fans, so they love Snoop Dogg.
Just the fact that he
Bennett's on.
collaborated with Martha Stewart.
Yeah, it's pretty funky. Well, yeah, and there's only one convict in that room when they're together.
Martha
And
it's
Stewart
her.
is badass.
And it's her.
She's cool as shit.
Their commentary and how they feed off of each other is genius.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, the funny thing for me was the only rap that I knew was when the rap first started. So there was a Sugar Hill Gang and the Curtis Blow.
Oh
and,
my God, he's
So-
showing his age.
well, yeah, when
I'm
rap
with you.
started,
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I knew.
I'm with you.
So then when hip hop,
Cool Mo D.
that was after.
Mo D.
When hip hop started, I kind of just dismissed it because I was listening to metal. I was a kid, but then this guy brings to work this Snoop Dogg thing, and he's sitting in this cubicle behind me. And I'm like, this isn't bad. Wait, what did he say? I'm going like, wait, what did he say in that song? So
Yeah.
So I remember I was in my early 20s in this town, my hometown. I had come back and I had run for political office and won as a 24-year-old person.
Not what?
So I figured, wouldn't it be funny as I'm sitting on council with all these older people who think they don't pay attention to me anyways. I think I'm going to buy one of these Snoop Dogg caps.
Bow, wow, wow.
So I didn't understand. But I didn't understand the whole gangster rap thing. And here I am, like in charge of the police department of my home. I was the public safety director, and I wear this Snoop Dogg cap to the council meeting. You know, because I didn't understand what gangster rap really was. I mean, I was what I know. I was listening to Led Zeppelin still, and all that stuff. So I ended up getting that Snoop Dogg cap and wearing it until I had to have my ass handed to me, and someone had to explain to me what was really going on there. But
Yeah.
I did that. Couldn't tell you. I think I actually had that CD, and I had something from Dr. Dre called "The Chronic" too.
Yeah,
There was a song.
yeah.
There was one song on there I thought that was really a good tune. I mean, like musically, it was good. It wasn't.
It's good
Lyrics didn't do anything for me, but it was the music.
It's the
There were
vibe.
2 artists that you were okay with rap.
So
You dismissed it 10 minutes ago, but there were a couple.
because I just don't know it.
Yeah.
It's just not my bag. I mean, I knew
not
like
my
there
bag,
was like
baby.
RMDC or something was with Aerosmith for a song.
Run DMC.
RMDC.
RDC.
RDC
Up
Park.
there at RIDC
Up
Park.
there at RIDC.
Come on now. It wasn't in my wheelhouse, man. I just wasn't.
See,
like,
I was so into it. I thought I was gonna like change
That's
the
hysterical.
world
It didn't.
as like a very young little white girl, but I was also
I
into
was
like
into
a lot
ska
of metal
music
and
for a
stuff.
quick minute.
Yeah,
Oh, you belong
ska.
with Fred perfect then.
Yeah, ska was
like ska.
a thing. Yeah.
Well, I think rap definitely is a thing, and I complete respect for the genre. I just don't enjoy it. The times I've tried to dabble in it, just doesn't do anything for me. But it's definitely a thing. I mean, look at the numbers and look.
Anything that there's a beat, like I couldn't really classify myself in a genre. If there's like a good beat that I can,
I think
be like
something's either good or it's
to,
not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just don't like speaking lyrics. If I wanted to watch people speak lyrics, I just watch David Lee Roth try to sing. I mean, 'cause that's all he does.
Oh, I love him.
Junior.
I love him too, but he needs to quit because
I couldn't
he's been
stand him.
speaking lyrics into a microphone for the past 8 years. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's more.
If you
I'd
listen-
rather see
80.
him.
if you listen to him sing Van Halen right now, I mean, when Eddie was alive,
Panama.
he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's like a lounge, just
right?
like a lounge singer.
Panama.
Yeah.
Vegas, right?
He does speak his.
This
lyrics.
guy, he has to hold his leg up. He's like, that's the stuff, Junior. That's
If he could just like his style,
fucking Fred. He probably
Fred.
said that at one time.
but David Lee Roth, like his style and just
Oh, he's
who
a character.
who he is as a person. Like you said, I think that might not be his.
And that's real Van Halen. I mean, sorry.
I was. Here's my
wow.
here's my David Lee Roth story. I was in when I was doing Rockstar. I was. This is awesome because
You gonna go there?
Why is it awesome?
Go
He's
there.
gonna go there. Here it goes.
Fucking go there.
I was in a
He's
bathroom and
gonna
I
go
thought I
there.
was in this bathroom by myself.
and you weren't.
And I wasn't. And I'm standing there and I'm taking a piss. And as a germaphobe does, he washes his hands thoroughly. And I hear, oh, yeah. That's the stuff. And I look in the mirror, and this is no joke, and I see 2 set of feet appear in a stall behind me, and David Lee Roth and some other dude walk out of this stall, and they're in the stall doing blow.
Yeah.
And he's like, how's it going there, Junior? And it's just like, and here I am, because I'm from Washington County. I'm like all naive, and I'm like, holy fuck, it's David Lee Roth, man. And I sat down, I went out and I'm washing my hands. He comes up and washes his hands beside me. He says, how's it going there, Junior? And he go out, and I'm just like totally blown away. It's David Lee Roth.
Yeah,
he's fucking
so cool.
It was awesome.
Not
But
because he does blow in the bathroom stall, but he's just so cool.
But all the girls are like, oh my god, he's so creepy. And
Creepy.
because he's all so gacked up. He's like, he's got the permagrin.
Yeah,
He's smiling all
yeah.
the time, and his pants are up over his belly button.
White.
And he's sitting there,
Tight.
and we're sitting, but it was all really cool because I sat down at the table with him, and we're talking, and this is right. And he's like, so I told Edward, look, if we're gonna get back together, They don't want to hear about your damn hip. We went on MTV and they cheered because it's all about me. And that's exactly what he said. And I'm like going, holy fuck, man. But again, from Washington County, it was awesome to me. You know, I tell the story. I went out there and I was like wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and here I am, no stoplights in my town, and I'm suddenly in Hollywood surrounded by everybody I've ever seen in music.
They just humans.
Well, exactly.
They're just
and that's exactly how I treated them. But to me, it was just like,
David.
I'm sitting in a strip club. And there's David Lee Roth doing blow in the fucking stall, and Daryl Hannah's this is the truth too. Daryl Hannah was stripping, and some girl was videotaping her, and she was doing research for a movie, and so Daryl Hannah's up on stage, and she's a stripper. I'm like, that's Daryl Hannah.
Did she have like a fish?
Well,
she have a
she's
mermaid?
little mermaid legs. and the girl, I'm like, and the girl goes on camera. She's like, so tell me what you thought about that. I'm like, that's Daryl Hannah. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, that's fucking Daryl Hannah. She's like, no, it's not. That's that's Shalice. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's Daryl Hannah. And they're like, what did you think about that? I'm like, wow, that's Daryl Hannah fucking giving me a fucking shot. And she's like, no, that's really not Daryl Hannah. I'm like, that's David Lee Roth doing blow over there. You know? Fucking, and that's him walking. And that's the guy from the Drew Carey show. And oh my God, I'm from Cecil, PA. And fucking, this is the greatest day of my life.
Can I get a McRib?
Can I get a McRib is in the McDonald's on it. Actually, when you're out there, it's like In-N-Out Burger. It's like, oh my God.
I love In-N-Out Burger.
Oh
yeah.
my God. There's just something about it.
There is. There's just something about it.
And you know what? And Del Taco. Did you go to Del Taco?
I've gone to Del Taco.
Oh
No,
my
I've
God,
never
Del
been to
Taco.
Del Taco.
And here's my fucked up thing: is I'll go to Taco Bell and I'll like, hey, so like a Del Scorcho sauce, and they're like, it's Inferno. It's like I'm thinking Del Taco because I love Del Taco, but In-N-Out Burger is the absolute
I love In-N-Out Burger.
greatest. And you know, I'll stand in line for an In-N-Out Burger.
It's like White Tower.
No.
White Castle.
Oh my
Castle.
God. Oh, Eric. You haven't lived yet, have you? In-N-Out Burger is like, I liked In-N-Out Burger so much.
I don't know.
I bought a shirt.
Have you had it?
No.
No.
Oh,
Even
Five
like in
Guys.
Vegas or
Fucking
anything?
Five Guys.
Okay, Five
I
Guys
like a
is
Five
pretty
Guys
good.
burger.
You know why? I think they cook that stuff in peanut oil. I think that's the secret.
so everybody
Are
like
you
blows
grossed
up
out
and
by
gets like
that?
allergies and shit.
No.
Like the
No,
dying.
it tastes amazing. No, that's why I think it tastes so good. That's why I think Five Guys.
I had a chick tell me one time,
Everything's
I had
fried
Five Guys
in
last
peanut
night. I'm like, we'll see you later. Yeah, I'm not, no, the hamburger. I'm like, yeah, right. You know, it's like, yeah. I had Five. So where do you want to eat? You want to go get? I had Five Guys last night. I don't know if I want to hang with you too much longer. And that's actually a true story. I'm like, no, I kind of misinterpreted that from the get-go. I'm just saying, may have been my fault, but
no wonder
then I got to know her.
women run at some point in time.
Then I got to know her, and I'm like, it probably was true. That was the red flag.
Oh, that is just so wrong.
And the two women at the table go, he was cool until then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is something about an In-N-Out Burger that's just, you can't describe it.
Yeah, it is different. And I don't know if it is. It's vegetable oil, right? Everything's in vegetable oil.
I didn't ask. I just said, give me another one. I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, kudos to the person that asked when you're at
Yeah.
the burger stand. What
'Cause
type
I
of
don't-
burger.
I'm usually not. I'm not that sober to ask. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
going in there going, "Hey,
Like,
fucking, what do you go?
exactly.
What are you making this with?" I'm like, "Hey, want to give me another one?"
That's how
I want a burger. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean,
stand up and shout, "I want another
do the
burger."
drunks really ask what's in the permani sandwich? Really, when they're standing?
You know what?
down there?
I've never done that.
I have actually said I need a capicola with cheese and went like this.
I think a lot of people have done that, but it
I need a
was.
capicola.
That's. I was gonna say you haven't said it so clearly. You're like, "Oh my god!" And mine's the roast beef and cheese with onions.
Is food the same though in all your travels? I mean, like Fred used to do chip reviews. Like he would
I
like,
love food.
yeah. So food,
Yeah,
but,
food's
but,
great.
but food in general though.
Snyder's chips.
No. Oh my
No.
god.
Oh, now you opened up a can of worms here.
And here's the thing, and this is the truth, is I knew I was getting laid off for a couple weeks, so I've been buying and stocking up on rare chips from around Pittsburgh that I can actually do my chip reviews. So I used to do these chip reviews.
Chips.
Oh my God.
Pittsburgh.
I've got
Is
these
this
chips.
a plug? Is this a plug?
No,
right
no,
now?
no. This is not a plug.
Absolutely not.
I used to do these chip reviews, and it was so stupid. Everybody likes to talk about my chip reviews. I have to start doing chip reviews again.
Korean barbecue.
Oh, better
See,
than that.
everybody's got something.
It's better than Korean barbecue
Kettle.
chips.
What?
Oh my! So check it out. So I'm over at
Lays.
the first chips I reviewed were mayonnaise and pickle over in Europe. And if you think about it,
I don't want to think about it.
well, if you watch the video, it's like me eating these chips, and they're so terrible, and I have nothing to eat in Europe.
Are you sober?
At the time, I probably was not. But I was sober when I bought them. But by the end of the night,
Yeah.
I think
These are fucking amazing.
That's exactly what it was. But you see me like sitting there buying them. I'm like,
I taste
and then you see
so
me on the
little.
airplane, and I'm going. And then you see me like at night. I'm going. I have nothing to eat, so I ate them. But so I started. It's really silly shit. Is I started doing these chip reviews. And I was in Europe doing these things because they have the greatest flavors. They have shit you can't get in here in America. And it's just like, this is prime rib and onion chip. And it's like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing. It's McRib chip. And it's like, oh, this is the greatest chips in the world. And then they have like Skull Bandit flavored chips. And it's just like, oh, this is terrible. But they love them. But I started doing like these chip reviews on Instagram. And I would get, I shit you not, I got like dead serious, like I had like 3,600 followers.
Oh my
God.
God.
And they're like, dude, when are you going to do these chip? And I would show up in a city, like it's like I'm in Poland, and they're like, can you do a potato chip review?
Hey, it's the guy. It's the chip guy.
We're all known,
It's a chip
we're all
guy.
known for something.
And these guys would bring me, these fans would bring me chips. And it's just like, oh, dude, try this. This is the greatest chip in Romania. And I'm like, oh, these are like, I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah. And so, but literally, I would get like fans that would bring me chips, and so I would do these chip
What's
reviews.
the type of food that you think you could review?
Me?
Yeah. Connoisseur of what? Plant-based protein?
No.
Plant-based protein.
I'm a carnivore.
Are you?
Yeah,
I just
I'm a
carnivore.
carnivore too.
That's not real meat.
That's all I eat is meat.
McRibs are not meat.
It is meat.
Not meat.
I'm praying
It's
for you, Eric. Praying for the McRib to,
McRib.
to be
We will see the light.
What's your go-to food? You're hungry. You're
He likes
feeling
pierogies.
good.
He's a pierogi
You're
eater.
like,
A
I want to
steak,
go.
a
I want to go
hamburger.
get. I want
I
some
got a
meat.
hamburger.
I want some real meat.
Buffalo. Good meat.
Buffalo, it's too lean.
Yeah.
It's dry.
I love some bison too.
Bison's
Oh,
great.
bison.
both.
Bison is
A big porterhouse steak. Yeah, I would deal with that.
Yeah,
Porterhouse steak's good.
Put an egg on it, even better.
Oh, you were doing so well at this show until you
an
threw an
egg
egg
on
on it. So,
Nothing wrong with an egg.
Put a ring on it. We could sing that song, Fred.
Oh, see that? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I used to play that. Da-da-da-da,
I don't know that.
da-da-da-da-da. Put an egg on it.
Hey, protein is protein. You need your meat, and then you put an egg on it.
And then you're doubling your protein.
If I was on death row, I think
Yeah, what would be your last meal?
What
on
would
death
you
row?
eat on death row?
Coffee.
I always say either
Sarah's chocolate.
steak and
Sarah's-
eggs, or
Sarah's-
chicken and waffles.
Not a plug.
Chicken and waffles. I had chicken and waffles the other
so
day.
good.
I had
Yeah.
chicken and waffles at the
Maybe
Meadows.
all of that at the Meadows.
The other day.
So
Wait,
good.
chicken and waffles.
At the Meadows.
So
Do
the
it.
other day.
You put like
Wash the
Do it,
syrup
Eric.
on there? Like
It's fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Fried chicken. It has to be
Fried
fried.
chicken.
Don't fuck
They
around
didn't
and
have
get
the
grilled.
They didn't have the syrup though.
Buttermilk
When
fried.
Nola was around in the square, they had some really good chicken and waffles because they had it was like red velvet waffles and then fried chicken. The Yard had some good chicken and waffles.
the yard.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Yard?
I've
There's a
heard of
couple
the Yard.
locations. There's one at the Galleria.
milkshake in my yard. Fred brings
Oh,
the
the
milkshake to my
Yes, I know that song.
You don't want me to get up and dance, so I'm gonna hold myself in my seat right now.
We're gonna put a ring on it.
Just don't put the
milkshake.
don't bring out the loincloth. Everything just stays.
Yeah.
Put a ring on it.
Oh man.
Do 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 do.
Oh, Eric.
I'm like flabbergasted. I'm just speechless. This is just
He's lost total
ridiculous.
control. This is a
there's
WW. This is a
So is this when
WW.
we play Thumper? Can we start playing Thumper?
It's just this is so I'm reading this book about India.
It's called the Bible.
No, it's not called the Bible, but it's called Shantaram, and it's a long novel. But in here, it talks about this guy's engulfing himself in the Indian way of life.
I'm Mr. Eric.
India. And I can't get through this book because I keep thinking of Fred and all of his escapades over in India and being stuck over in India. And I keep coming back to every time they go to eat something, they're in these really dingy, dirty, nasty, infested places. And all I keep doing is thinking of you.
Folks, that is episode 2 of the Fred Kowalo thing. It's Eric McKenna, podcast number 4. Fred Kowalo, episode 2. He comes in at about 41 minutes in.
But here's the thing. My point is, and you can talk about that story.
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about it too much.
How can you be a germaphobe, but then go eat some of the nastiest food in some of the nastiest places on God's earth?
It's delicious food in nasty places, and just because they have leprosy, and you don't know if it's a hot dog or a finger until you bite it and get a crunch, because of the bone.
It's a great question.
But the thing,
right. It is a great question. It's never been asked.
Well, that's what I said. I had to train myself to not be a germaphobe, and it'd be nuts because I'd be on a plane going, my God, there is, and this is before COVID, and I'm like, there's just germs flying past my face now because we're in a cylinder and it's just recycled air. And then I went to India and I went, my God, it was like it was like I short circuited. It was like,
just tell the one story about being in there, but with the little footsteps over the gravy. All
right, so check it out. So for those,
and this is a germaphobe who's saying this.
For those of us who don't know the complete story, tune into episode 4 of the Ever Recovered Project, 41 minutes in. But here's the abridged version. I go to this Indian restaurant in India, and I'm sitting with this guy who's, now, mind you,
so a restaurant.
I'm in a restaurant, and it's really not a restaurant. It's like somebody's house that says that they were going to serve you food. And we're sitting there, and on the way over, an Indian doctor told me, he goes, I'm from India. He goes, do not eat anything from the ground. He goes, anything with leaves or water in it. He goes, he'd been in America for so long, living in Cleveland. He goes, it'll make you sick and it'll fuck up your system. Yeah, intestines. He goes, I live, he goes, I'm from India. I moved to America. He goes, but if you go back, he goes, whatever you do, don't eat anything with water from the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. He goes, just eat meat. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I was in India for like a week and a half, and all I did was eat meat.
Yeah.
And the last day, my good buddy takes me to this Indian restaurant where we eat onions and potatoes and stuff like that. At first, when I got my appetite, because I'm like, look. He goes, let me take you out to dinner. I'm like, you know what? I'm good with dinner. He goes, no. Let me take you out to dinner. And I go, oh, look, you can't afford to take me out to dinner. He goes, oh, no, they pay me very handsomely. I'm like, they pay you very handsomely. What do they pay? And he goes, they pay me $400 a day. I'm like, I'm like, you mean rupees, right? They pay you 400 rupees a day. He goes, no, they pay me $400 a day. I'm like, yeah, damn fucking straight. You're taking me to fucking dinner, man. So this guy, I said, all right, where do you want to go? I said, in the restaurant, we've got an Italian place, we've got an American place, we've got a French place. He goes, no, you're in my town. He goes, I'm going to take you to a real Indian restaurant. And I'm like, no. They told us not to even leave the hotel. Yeah, I was.
Right.
The base.
There we go.
So he goes.
This is Raj, right?
This is Raj. He goes. No. I must take you to. He goes, I must show you my town. And, all right, I'll tell like the end of the story. So I'm like, all right, 400 fucking US a day. Yeah, you're damn straight. You're fucking taking me to dinner. So we walk out. And he goes, I know of this beautiful place. He goes, it is a wonderful restaurant. He goes, it is just out in Calcutta. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we walk out of the hotel, and they tell me, don't leave the hotel. Whatever you do, for the love of God.
And don't eat plants. What'd you say with water?
Anything with
don't
roots.
Yeah,
anything with roots.
And
don't leave your hotel.
So we walk outside the gate, and the first thing gets you is the little beggar kids, like in Slumdog Millionaire. And it's like one kid's got like no eye, and one kid's got like leprosy's got his arm, and one kid, they're like, please. And this fucking guy, he's like, get away, you beggars. Now, mind you, if you watch the story, this guy is giving away everything I own on tour. It's that's what makes the story funny. But he's like, get away. So we're walking down the street. We come to this other guy, and Raj starts talking to him, and I'm like, well, he doesn't know where the restaurant's at.
Raj doesn't.
He doesn't know where it's at. But I know it's around here somewhere, but it's just like, you know what, man, you got to find this restaurant. And so he starts but this guy wants us to buy a T-shirt, and then he'll tell us where the restaurant's at, and I'm like, all right, so you got to buy a T-shirt, and I've got these little kids buzzing around me like bees, going, please. You know, and he's like, so they're haggling over a T-shirt to find out where this restaurant's at. And I say this: we walk down this alley. I'm the first white guy that walked down this alley since the British left, and I'm being dead serious. There hasn't been somebody as pale as me, and I've got a tan. And I was walking down this alley, and I'm going, Raj, we're not in Kansas anymore, man. I mean, fucking, it's like, what the? He goes, no, it is right down here. It is a beautiful restaurant. You will love it. He goes, the food is delicious. I'm like, you know what, man? Somebody's going to harvest my organs in here, and you know, they're going to be who wants to be a slumdog millionaire? And we start walking down there, and he goes, I think we found it. This is the place. I'm like, there's not even a fucking front door on the fucking place. It's like literally like corrugated metal and cardboard, and there's like a curtain over the door. He goes, this is the place. And I'm like, this is the place. He goes, yes. So he walks in, he talks to somebody, and they nod, and they run upstairs, and he goes, they've agreed to serve us. I'm like, I thought it was a restaurant. He goes, it is, but they are closed and they are sleeping. And I'm like, they're sleeping. It's fucking 8:30, right? It's 8
Raj
o'clock.
got $400 though.
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, but that damn straight, you're making
right?
400 USD. You're making fucking $20 more than me a fucking day. So here we go. And so all these guys, and my God, I love India, and I'm not racist in any way.
And you're not the ugly American.
They're beautiful people, and they came down. But, and I told this story to somebody else. I didn't tell the story. Somebody else was telling me a story of their time in India, and they did the same thing. They come down, and they want your approval so bad, and their heads look like bobbleheads, and they sit there, and they're like...
They're wagging their head.
They're wagging their heads like a dog wags his tail. And... they don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but they're going, waiting for my approval.
Is that because you think you were American? Or
no. It's because my good buddy Raj.
It's a fucking hair, Raj.
No. Because my good buddy Raj told them,
it's the hair.
This is a very famous rock star from America. And they're like, one. So he runs up, and they give me the fucking rock star treatment. Look, man, I am nobody.
I get it, Fred.
I live in Cecil, PA.
Look at you.
So these cats come down, and there's like literally 9 fucking dudes dressed in tuxedos, and they're going, and they want to know my fucking take. You know, I'm not the ugly American, so. Everything I fucking do, and I'm kind. I am. You can ask my fucking ex-wife, she'll disagree. Any ex-girlfriend, she'll disagree. But I am a kind fucking soul, all right? Fucking so, and you can ask these 9 fucking Indian guys. You're like, oh yeah, he's a fucking good guy, you know. So fucking, but everybody else will disagree with you. But so we go in there and we start ordering food, and my God, I love onions. and they have onions on the menu. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll have some onions. Not listening or remembering what that
onions 4 ways, Raj.
What that doctor said. And Raj gets some lovely potatoes. And so Raj has got some potatoes, and I've got some onions as appetizers. And Raj goes, "What do you want for your main course?" I'm like, "Oh, give me some of that chicken."
Give me that.
And he's like, "You should be more like a vegetarian and maybe try some of these lovely greens." I'm like, no, I want the chicken. I've got the onions.
But I thought you were supposed to eat.
And I've got the potatoes. Well, I'm forgetful.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and he goes, "I was thinking maybe more of getting the potato dish for the main course." I'm like, fuck that potato dish. I'm a meat eater. I'm a carnivore. Give me the chicken. So I order the chicken. Well, the onions come, and I've got all these guys, and they're sitting there, and I said, "Look, the one thing I need is bottled water." And he's like, yes, I totally understand. Bottled water, yes. So these cats bring me a bottled water, like at Dasani or whatever.
Fucking Dasani.
But, so I'm sitting there, and I'm good. And I'm eating my onions. And I'm like, these are fucking delicious. And Raj has some, some stuff. And it's just, and I'm sitting there, and he's talking to me. And we're having a conversation. And in the corner of my eye, I see a little flutter. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And in the corner of my eye, you're going to edit this. You're going to be like, wow, that's fucking pretty. He knows what he's doing. And in the corner of my eye, I see this flutter. And I'm trying to talk to this guy. And I'm like looking at him. And there's something that's... And I turn to look. And out of this little fucking 3-inch fucking hole in the wall, this rat the size of a fucking football. Dude, it pops out.
I thought you were going to say that.
It hops out, and it's running all over the fucking floor. It looks like it's the size of a fucking small dog. And it's running. It popped out of this fucking 3-inch fucking sewer fucking hole in the wall. And it's running around. It runs up under my table. I said, look at that fucking rat. He goes, oh, that is just a baby. And fucking, I'm like, it's just a baby. And I shit you not. I'm not joking when I say this. I watched this rat go into the kitchen, jump up on the table, sit on a fucking plate, and pick up a piece of food and start fucking eating the fucking thing. And I watched the guy walk up and go, and he shoos the fucking wrap off the plate. And I watched and we're the only motherfuckers in there. And I watched this guy pick up the plates and come down and place them in front of us. After he shoos the rat off, he puts it, and I look down at my chicken, and there's a rat footprint in the fucking gravy.
That's why you're a germaphobe.
And a fucking tail. And I'm a germaphobe.
And you're a germaphobe.
But you know what I am not? The ugly American. And I've got 9 guys in tuxedos who just woke up from a nap going, waiting for me to fucking eat this shit and try it. And I'm like,
I would do it.
And I'm like, yeah, I did it.
You would?
And I'm like, I'm not the ugly American. I'm not the ugly American. I'm not the ugly American. And I picked up the chicken, rat footprint and all, tail drag right to the fucking sauce, to tandoori or whatever the fuck they call it. And I'm like, I'm not the ugly American. And I ate it. And it was delicious.
I bet.
And I had all these guys.
I bet.
And I had all these, it was beautiful. And I had all these guys going, fucking, and I smiled. I said, it's very good. And they're like, so they're all happy. So we have this conversation. But during the conversation, because I've been eating onions and some potatoes as appetizers, my stomach goes, and I'm like, well, that's pretty weird because fucking, maybe I'm just.
Did you explode?
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. So I'm sitting there and we're talking and we're having a serious conversation. You have to tune into episode 4. Fred Kowalo part 2, 40 minutes in
For the gory
to get the whole story. But my stomach starts gurgling and I'm like, what the fuck? So I start eating and my stomach starts gurgling more and I'm like, wow, this is getting bad. I mean, what the fuck did I eat? Not thinking that I ate onions from the ground and potatoes, which grow where?
In the ground.
In the ground. That's right. They drink groundwater.
That's right, class.
That's right, class. They got fucking water in them. And now where's that water at? It's in my belly. And it's been there for about 20 fucking minutes. And that's all it takes to fucking give you explosive diarrhea in fucking India. But
the night's not done yet.
I decide that I'm going to sit there and eat some chicken on top of it with a rat tail drag and a rat footprint across it that a rat was eating. And I'm like, I am not that ugly American, and I'm going to prove it to you by fucking not being a germaphobe. And I'm going to fucking sit there and I'm going to eat this, and this is going to be great. And I don't have any hand sanitizer on me right now because I left it in the room, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to eat it, and this is going to be great. And I ate it, and it was delicious. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But we've got to get the fuck out of here pretty soon because I'm thinking I'm not feeling good. Mr. Fred, the people they are so happy that you've come and eat their dinner and you've approved. They want to toast you for your health. They're going to toast me to my health. Yes. They want to give you Calcutta's special drink. I'm like, what's Calcutta's special drink? What the fuck's Calcutta's special drink at this point? Well, it is water. It is salt. Mm-hmm. It is sugar. Mm-hmm. And it is lemon. What's a fucking margarita without fucking tequila? Yeah, sure. Water, salt, sugar, fucking lemon. Yeah, bring that shit on, baby. You know, I'll toast to my health. And I'm not joking when I say this.
I was about to say it's water, though.
I'm not joking when I say it because they've been bringing me bottled water.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I could smell that water from here to the fucking door as they brought this fucking thing. They got that shit straight out of the fucking Ganges. And I say this. Remember sea monkeys when we were kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what was fucking swimming in my fucking along with a fucking stick and a piece of leaf. They got this fucking shit straight out of the fucking sewer, right out of the river, and they brought it to me with water, sugar, salt, lemon, sea monkeys, fucking leaves, twigs, shit, fucking whatever else that came in there. And I'm looking at this water as a germaphobe going like this, and then I look up and I see 9 guys going, and I got my buddy Raj going, this is to your health. And I'm like, to my fucking health.
Be like, this is gonna kill me.
And I looked at it. I shit you not. I fucking looked at this fucking thing, and I'm like, and I looked at and I'm not joking when I say this because that's how I am. I looked at the eyes of all these guys that think I'm some fucking famous guy from America. And I said, and I took a drink of that. I almost threw up. I almost gagged. The sulfur smell was so fucking terrible. But I fucking drank it.
You did it, Fred. You fucking did it.
And I looked at the clock, and I said, "Oh my! Look at the time. I've got to go." He goes, "Well, but we have the night off. It is our last night." I'm like, "No. You have the night off. I don't have the night off. Mr. Dave needs me back at the hotel room, and look, I'm late." He goes, "I do not know nothing about this." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I have to get back." And I tell you what.
That's why you're a regular at this.
I ran. It was like I knew that fucking back
I
alley
have a date
space.
with pooping my pants.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It was either I'm going to shit my pants or I'm going to make it back.
It's amazing how good your GPS is when you're in pain.
So I made it. I zigzagged through this fucking maze of fucking back alley, slumdog millionaire fucking shit. I beat the fucking guy off for the fucking t-shirt. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Those little kids never had a chance because you're going back through the gauntlet. It's a gauntlet.
Roller
it really
derby,
is.
roller derby sets in.
Please. And they're fucking holding up there, you know, I'm just throwing fucking rupees. I'm like, it's fucking 28 cents. Fucking take it. You know, I'm just like running. And I get back to my hotel room, and I shit you not.
No, you did shit.
I made it. I barely fucking made it, but I got back there. But, and I'll even put the amendments on the, you know. So here I am. Back home in America. I shit all the way to fucking Moscow. I was leaving. There's some routing, huh? Let's go from fucking India to fucking Moscow. Boy, that's a comfortable plane ride, you know? So fucking we're flying. But here it is, like months later, and I'm sitting at the house, and I'd gone for a fucking Lyme disease test earlier on, and I'm watching fucking like Westworld. Remember when Westworld was hot?
Love Westworld.
Fucking love Westworld. And you're fucking sitting there going, oh, what's Billy and Dolores up to, you know?
Yeah, fucking
and I'm sitting
Dolores.
and I get this fucking phone call. And I'm like, the fuck is this? It's fucking, you know, it's
Dolores.
9:30 at fucking night, and I'm getting this fucking phone call. And then fucking I'm like sitting there and fucking I answer it, and it's the CDC. And I'm like, hello?
I was not in India.
Well, they said, hi, we were looking for Fred Kowalo. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm right here.
I know that guy.
And I'm like, I kind of know that guy.
I know that guy.
He's kind of a big deal in Cecil, yeah, Washington County.
In Calcutta.
Yeah. And they're like, sir, we need to talk to you about some medical findings we found. I'm like, oh, you've got my Lyme disease test back. And they're like, Lyme disease?
You have malaria, E. coli, and
we don't know anything about
diphtheria,
Lyme disease, but you have, sir, you have 3 of the rarest forms of salmonella on the planet. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, you have three of the rarest forms of salmonella on the planet. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, sir, do you feel all right? And I'm like, see, I thought fucking shitting my brains out every day was like normal, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I feel pretty good. And she's like, do you have any problems with your bowel? I'm like, well, yeah, but you know what I mean? And she's like, sir, this is a serious problem you have. We need to know where you got these because I've been touring. I was like in China, I was in India, I'm in South America, I'm in Mexico.
Fucking Raj.
And
Raj.
Yeah, Raj. And fucking, and she's like, sir, it's in your blood. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you have a blood test. It's in the blood. She goes, sir, that's fatal. You need to go see a doctor about this. I'm like, it's fatal? And she's like, I'm not supposed to, you need to go see a doctor. I'm like, I wonder if Dolores and Billy are really going to fucking get it on in this fucking episode.
I'm worried about right now.
And I'm like thinking, my wife hates me. My kids don't give 2 fucks about me. But I've got Dolores and Billy here, and there's only 20 minutes. This is a true story too. This is how my mind fucking thinks. I'm like, there's only like 20 minutes left in this episode.
I got it.
And you know what? I'm gonna wait 20 minutes before I tell them fucking that Daddy's gonna die. Daddy's got a rare disease and he's gonna die, and probably infected all you too. So you know what? Good luck. So I'm like, but you know what? I got to see what happens here on Westworld. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. And I get this phone call back, and I'm like, hello. And it's like, this is before like Comcast would you could pause the shit. And I'm like, motherfuckers. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like watching. And they're like, sir, we are so sorry to tell you that like that because we've given you some misinformation. I'm like, oh, I don't have salmonella. She goes, oh no, you got salmonella, but you're not gonna die. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you got salmonella, but it's in your bloodstream, but it's not fatal. Okay. I misread that. I'm like, oh, cool, thank you. She killed Billy. All
right, friends, did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. Yes. Thanks for the invite.
A lot of fun. Free riffing tonight. And Fred, what can I say?
Fucking Fred.
Fucking Fred. I want a shirt.
I need a shirt.
We got to get you one. Says fucking Fred. No doubt. All right. Come back and see me again.
Oh.
I really appreciate y'all doing this.
Thank you.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
Never again. I'm not sitting in this seat again.
Yeah, I got...
Yeah, she gets to sit in my seat.
That's
I got
right.
Fred's seat.
That's right. She did tonight. Yep. Mm-hmm. Again, thank you very much. All right.
Thank you for having us, Eric.
Yep. We'll do it again. All right, friends. We are out.
Hello. You're listening to the Eric McKenna Project.